everybody, and welcome to another episode of That Podcast. Enjoy the show.
Dana, you will find great joy in my friend Alyssa. Her daughter Parker started soccer camp this week.
Ooh, which camp?
She did it through West Fargo.
Okay.
And her overall assessment at the end was, it was pretty fun. It'd be more fun if it was indoors.
Yeah.
It's like,
Nice.
child after my own heart.
Yep.
It's a little too hot.
Well, the reason I asked is my son Dylan was at soccer camp all summer.
Okay.
All week. NDSU soccer camp.
Oh.
So we've been dropping him off at up by the dome where the bison practice. They have this kind of covered area at 8 o'clock, and he's been playing till noon. And he just told me when I picked him up today, I said, "How you doing?" He goes, "I was cooking, bro," because that's how he talks to me. I said, "What does that mean?" He goes, "I can finally say that I'm a champion. I got to hold the trophy up." I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "My team won the Bison Cup."
Nice.
It's like, all right.
Very nice.
I'm like, "What's that?" He goes, "It's the trophy for winning the camp." I was like,
I don't know why it like trips me up every time, but like your kid is definitely Gen Alpha and he talks like it.
Yes.
Every time I'm like, why are you talking like this?
Welcome
Oh no,
to,
you're just like straight actually Gen Alpha.
yeah.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's fine.
Welcome to our world.
That's
Fine.
right. Wow, welcome to adulthood.
Yep.
When you don't understand a thing anyone's saying.
In the words of Ryan, I'm not hooked up to Bluetooth, so I can't play the video. I'm old.
I'm old.
It's not that I didn't understand what he was saying. He just
as weird.
sounded like
Well,
a meme.
Oh, for sure.
In real life.
Dana and I have had this conversation many times of like what kids and generations are just like forever frozen in that age. So like Dylan in my head is always like a little kindergartner. So why is he talking like a?
That's
Like I'm imagining a kindergartner as like a Jersey Shore little Guido being like, "I was cooking, bro." I'm like, that's weird.
I was actually going to say that the other night at the picnic, I was going to ask him to play sticks. And then I'm like, I bet he doesn't play sticks anymore.
Any challenge, he's up.
So he'd go
He's
for
ready.
sticks.
Did you see them at the picnic? Like all the kids and whatever they were doing, like building Stonehenge, but then knocking it down. And I
Yes.
was like,
I didn't see that.
wow, just straight, like they are children.
Yes.
No, but
Destruction.
I was
Yes.
going to come up and do the old sticks formation. And I'm like, he's outgrowing sticks.
No. Any challenge. Any challenge.
Oh, man.
Is that how you make them do anything? You just make it a challenge.
Yes.
Bet you can't clean the bathroom in 10 minutes.
That's right.
Want to bet?
Or I can't pull off oh man, cleaning this toilet is so much fun.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to do this. This is way too much fun.
No, stand back.
Yeah. No.
He's not that gullible.
This is mine.
You don't want any of this ice cream. It's spicy.
Oh, it's too
Like, I
spicy.
can't.
It's too spicy.
He's
It'll
too
just
old for
make
that
your
stuff
stomach
now.
hurt.
Dude, but so Edison, my best friend's kid, Sierra has no tolerance for spice whatever. Like whatsoever. And so things will be like, if something is too spicy for him, he'll say it and she lets him because she's like, I don't like spicy things. He's used that as an excuse for anything he doesn't want to eat.
Too spicy.
Even if it's something that like we've eaten before that we know he likes. He's like, it's too spicy.
Yeah, he knows
And
what's
then-
going on.
What is that? Paprika?
I'm like, there is no spice in this.
Pepper.
This is mashed potatoes.
Fresh cracked.
Chill out,
Black
kid.
pepper?
Who dropped the chili flakes in this?
This salsa
it's so
is spicy.
spicy,
What's in this?
Mom.
Tomato?
I'm like, Sierra, you've created a monster. Like, it is not too spicy for you.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Oh, man.
So today is the summer. What do they call it? It's not the
Summer
solstice.
solstice.
Is that what they actually call it? Like the winter solstice. I'm like, okay, because it's dark during
Yeah.
winter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
today's
really
the
sunny.
Now you
longest
can
day of the year.
Yeah,
Yes.
now you
Okay.
can see when you balance the egg rather than in the winter when you can't tell.
When you can't tell, yes. And
I think
'Cause-
it has something to do with like we're level.
okay,
You guys have never done that
No,
before?
no
No.
idea.
the sun came out this morning at about 5:07 because I saw the light and it woke me up. And then I
It was
think
dark when I went to work.
I think it'll set.
Yeah,
at
well,
like,
it will be dark no matter when you go to work unless you live in Alaska.
and because it's the longest day, I think it's gonna set at like 11:30 p.m. Like
Yeah,
the sun just is out.
Yeah.
The other day I was leaving somewhere and I was like, it was like 9 p.m. I was like, look at the
Yes.
sun.
I was getting home last night. I went to an event, a fundraiser event, and it had been storming, but the clouds cleared. I'm like, It's 9 p.m. I'm like, it's still sunny out.
Right?
What?
I feel like I
was
should
in
be
bed by
doing
then.
something.
I know. Like, what do you mean
How
the
do you
day's not
do
over?
that?
What time do you go
do
to
you
bed,
have like
Ryan?
blackout? Do you put like I don't know, tinfoil on your windows to black
No,
everything out?
because I found out you shouldn't do that.
Okay.
But because I was going to, because I've heard that it'll make it just completely black
you
in
want
the
it
place.
dark and cold. That's good for.
So we have like a tint on there, but the light still comes through.
Okay.
But I mean,
Do you wear a mask like
no,
a fancy person?
No, I could
Have
lay
you seen
down on a.
Matilda when the mom has the mask with the eyes and the lashes? That's
Yeah.
what Ryan has. Is
Yeah.
one of those, like
It-
the silk eye mask.
No, if I'm tired enough, I could lay down in a bed of mulch or rocks, middle of the day, and go
Time
to
to
bed.
shut down.
Right,
Yeah.
just
Here we
goes,
are.
It's night.
Yep.
Did it
Put-
take you a while to get used to that?
It took me a while to fall asleep like that.
Yeah.
That early, yeah.
Is it harder to go to bed that early or wake up that early?
Go to bed that early. Yeah. Because I can wake up and just be like, all right, I'm ready. There hasn't been a day yet where I'm like, oh,
Okay,
I
hold
can't
on.
do it.
Now, are you sure you don't have low-grade narcolepsy?
Why?
Because that's the same thing. We're like, I'm paying attention. Now I'm bored.
Yeah.
You just
If
shut down.
you ask my wife, she would say so.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's how he gets keys taken away.
I was just resting my eyes.
I was gonna say you're gonna pull the dad thing now, where you're like, I was watching, that.
No, you weren't.
You were also
Force my
snoring,
eyes.
so
I wasn't sleeping. No, I wasn't. Are you sure?
yeah. But you get used to it. Now I'm so used to it that on Saturday, like Saturday and Sunday morning, I'm like, look at the clock. It's 4:30, huh? I could probably squeeze in another half hour.
Force yourself to sleep.
I thought you were waking up on Saturdays at like 6 o'clock. Like, I slept in like
Yeah.
2 hours.
Oh.
Everybody up.
Where did the day go?
Just sleeping it away.
Your poor kids.
No, I even got a little.
Roosters, Ryan, and the Marines
Yeah.
are all the only ones up before
Well,
5 a.m.
I had the quick thought that I was like, man, if Ryan's getting up that early, he could do like a date, like a Saturday park daycare for parents with like young children who are up at that time, and thought, no, he really shouldn't be influencing children of that age. Never mind.
No, I got a little radio. Everything I listen to is on my phone, but if you want to do other stuff, it kind of sucks having your radio on your phone. So I bought like a real radio. Now I can go just turn it on Saturday mornings and sit there.
An actual radio.
An actual radio with an antenna on the top. Oh, yeah.
Are they coming back?
Oh.
Here's the thing. You don't
Hold
understand. See, we used to film, and this is the moment where we should still be filming, because Sarah and I's faces just now. What do you mean it has an antenna?
Where
So
did
what
you buy that? Like,
Yeah, where do
new
you
off the
find such a
shelf?
thing?
On the Amazon.
Are you sure you didn't get it off like an estate sale? Because I'm pulling up what I think you bought right now.
Here, I'll
Hold on.
Dana, you'll
Well,
have to
it's also, just like all the things, it's also got Bluetooth. So I'm sure you can plug in.
It does have Bluetooth.
You can plug in
Yes.
your own stuff and play it. My daughter has a record player.
Oh, I have one
Yeah,
of those,
but that's
it's
like still cool.
You got one of these, Ryan.
Radios are cool. No, no, that's an old style alarm clock.
Yeah, this is like what lived on my parents' end table.
Those
Or
are
like
For
really
years.
sketchy hotels.
Yeah.
those things are
It's
horrendous.
only $15 on Amazon. I might get one for my dad for Christmas. He loved this thing.
Let me go back to my previous.
I love
orders.
the irony of these young women totally trashing the radio, and here you are with a shirt on of the company that you
Yeah.
work for,
Oh,
The heck's going
whose
on?
primary medium is.
Oh, Ryan gets
Radio.
many beatings via text when he goes, here, you guys should listen to this. And both Dana and I go, God, we can't listen to it in like 1.5 speed or 2 speed. You're going to make us listen to it in real time?
Right.
Do you have a crank on the back for when you can't plug it into the wall and you need to get the tornado warning?
I was
or
gonna say, yeah, is it like one
No.
of those emergency radios? that
You'll
will
have
work
to-
you
no
walk
matter
around the
what?
block with it on your shoulder with a little
Yeah,
like,
how big is that? Because that picture makes
just-
it seem like it's huge.
No. It's like probably the size of what? Because nobody can see me doing this.
as he's like,
I would say
Bible measurements. What is it compared to a Bible?
And one of the Bibles that we use at Atonement here. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
if you too measure by your
Watch out for
standard
my
Pew
Diet Coke.
Bible.
Yeah.
Are you back on the sauce I saw?
I'm hitting the hard stuff again. Yeah, 6 months off of it.
Hey, good for
and
you.
I'm now to the point where I'm not trying to hook it up intravenously to
It's a
myself,
slippery slope.
but I drink one like every couple days.
I'm
slippery
scared
slope.
that I might need to do a tolerance break on it because there's a Quick Trip going in down the street from my office. Like literally on Main.
So my nephew works for Quick Trip, and my brother-in-law is like, they make the best food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it's a Quick Trip.
Yeah,
He goes, no. The food is phenomenal.
Yeah, they have great soup.
I believe in North Dakota it'll be Quick Star.
Yes.
Oh, okay, same thing.
Quick Star.
Okay, so
Wait, why?
because of a
Same-
naming rights
same as South
issue.
Dakota.
That's what they
It's Quick
call it.
Stars.
Yeah. Or Wisconsin or Iowa, they call it Quick
It's
Star.
That's
naming
weird.
rights issue. So
Okay.
if you've got one of our standard ESV Bibles from the church, I would say that it's probably 3/4 the height and probably 3/4 the width.
Oh, it's so small.
Yeah.
For those of you who aren't attending Atonement and know the Bibles that we use, pretty much any Bible is the same
Hardcover.
measurement.
Hardcover.
Okay.
Wait,
yeah,
let me borrow
hardcover.
this.
So it's like that
So
size,
is it
like a
like-
paperback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially
The
this.
size of a paperback book.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say
Okay.
something like that.
What is this? The A5, A4?
A7. That's a 5x7 size, I bet.
5x7.
5x7.
Yeah.
This is not 8.5 by 11. What would you say the pages in there is?
Ooh.
That's a little less than
9x6.
9x6.
This?
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is probably a
7 wide, No.
Yeah.
6.5 wide.
If any of you listening to us knows the measurements for a standard book,
Right in.
This
we'd
is
love
your-
to know.
Yeah.
This is your assignment. If you do come to church physically
Are we
here
sure
at
this isn't
Atonement,
I mean, I know it is too short to be 8.5 by 11, but
Yes. Well,
We'll
So
have to
then what
measure
would
it
this-
after the fact.
okay.
Things they never talk about. What's the
Yeah.
printing size of that paper?
you know what's,
Yeah.
what's funny is I
don't
don't
like
know if
that.
any of us know the metric system because we were educated in the United States.
True.
no.
But like the royal measurements,
Uh-huh.
were all based off of like some king back in the day.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like a foot is the length of my foot.
Yeah. Right.
Wasn't it Mary?
That's what it is. Mary?
I think it was Mary.
Wasn't it on this podcast we did the research into why it's a baker's dozen?
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
How many podcasts are you on?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just was making sure that it was a conversation we had here and not like in a random
Okay, all right.
setting.
Just checking. Whew.
Sometimes I do have that. Wait a minute. Did I talk about that
Where did
here?
I
or was
talk
it-
about that? Yeah.
Yeah, but you're actually on a lot of other podcasts.
Well, I'm just I want to hear it. If you're on another one.
Oh
it's
no,
like-
I'm not on another podcast.
okay.
I just talk to a lot of people throughout the day, and
I get it. Yeah.
I can't keep track of what stories I've told where. You know,
You're a mover and a shaker.
Yeah.
Tell a lot of stories.
The older you get, the more you forget
Oh.
which stories you told when.
this
So
is
you
a
just tell
good-
the same
repeat
stories over and over again. Yeah.
This is how I end up being like my dad, and I run into people at the like grocery store. And when I was a kid, I'd be like, he'd talk to him for like half an hour. I'd be like, "Okay, Dad, who's that?" He goes, "I don't know.
I don't remember.
I think I worked with him here, maybe." And then we'd
Yep.
walk on and be like, "You
See,
talked to him for half an hour."
I have
How did
the-
you not know who
Yeah.
that was that entire time?
Yeah.
I have the reverse problem where I have a father who is very extroverted and knows everybody. So what he'll say to me is, "Oh, this is so and so. You remember them, don't you?" Nope. But they were at this thing. Yeah, no memory of that
Yeah,
whatsoever.
my grandmother is like that. And she's like, well, don't you... Grandma, I was 6 years old
Right.
when you worked there.
Oh,
you
right.
think I remember that?
Right.
I just had that experience this weekend. We had a family reunion in the park, first one that we've had since they actually figured it out. I was 2 at the last one. I turned 30 at the end of this month.
She
Wow.
does. She's finally 30,
Yay! Welcome to the club.
Yep.
which means I'm 31, but you know what?
But that was, a very interesting, because they're like, yeah, the last one, Sarah was the youngest. She was 2. And then my cousin Kendra, who's a couple weeks younger than me, was just about to turn 2. I was like, man, that's so weird. And then it was like, why don't you remember these people? Well, 28 years is a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Well, going back to my original question about this being the longest day, what do you guys like to
I was
do?
like, how did we get here?
This is for summer, so summer's begun. What do you guys like to do at summer? What do you need it for it to be summertime aside from Fresh Prince playing on the radio?
Oh,
Your
yeah.
radio, just your
Summer,
radio.
Summer,
Yeah.
summer. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Time.
Yeah, oh yeah. Sitting by the
Summertime.
pool, relaxing. Yeah,
Cruising in the
we
car, you
lost
spent all day waxing.
I'm trying to think of what part of the intro for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No,
No,
The song "Summertime" by
Oh.
Will Smith. That's what they're singing.
Yeah, no.
Will Smith only has
Wasn't
one song.
that still DJ Jazzy Jeff?
And the Fresh
And
Prince.
the
This
Fresh
is
Prince.
before
Oh, that was
he was
still
Will
Will.
Smith.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't
My
Will
bad.
then.
No, this is before that. Yes.
Yep.
So wait, when did he switch to going by Will?
When he started the show.
Oh,
That's
okay.
when he started acting.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was after that, I think.
Or was it when he started doing movies?
Yeah,
like
Was it-
Independence
it was
Day?
when because
Wait,
he
Independence
was still
Day?
a Fresh Prince on the show.
remember
Yeah.
Jazz was on the show as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was his transition
Mhm.
point. Yeah, I think it was Independence Day,
Yeah, it could be.
his first movie
Independence Day was his first movie.
that I remember.
I think so.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, we gotta Google that now.
Like when he started bringing in millions of dollars with all
Yeah.
these blockbusters, one after the other.
That was
I'm a big
before he
fan of
was
Men in
slapping
Black.
people.
Oh, Men in Black's good.
Great movie.
Yeah.
But my question, as they check their phones, is what do you like to do during summer? What makes it summer? And if you don't do that or experience that, then you missed out on summer.
I spend more time grilling. I spend
you?
more time outside grilling. Well, I grill all winter, but
You have a smoker though. Like
I have a grill and a smoke. I have
okay.
I have an old, the Weber kettle charcoal grill. I use that one more in the summertime.
bust
I'll
out
use it in the winter.
charcoal.
I'll use it in the wintertime. But
So Hank Hill on King of the Hill is not correct that you don't need propane to make.
propane and propane accessories. I don't have any propane. Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope. I have the charcoal grill, and then I have my pellet smoker. But I recently met somebody up at NDSU Animal Sciences, and I think I'm going to get myself an actual wood-fired smoker.
What does it have to do with NDSU Animal
Yeah, what
Sciences?
Well,
They gave him the confidence.
we
That's the
had.
problem.
So my problem is I always thought that you had to be there babysitting this thing nonstop. Like you better. I mean, you need to be there, but you don't need to be sitting there in your lawn chair
With it open,
just sitting there. So at the KFGO picnic, there was a doctor there from the Animal Sciences department.
Okay.
And he was telling me about how.
So it's more about the doctor than what they were doing with the smoker or
Well,
the
they
cooker
smoke meat
at
up
the
there.
Animal Science. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they smoke meat up there. They have a little store you can go buy,
Oh,
smoke.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he was telling me about his process, and I'm like, I'll be there.
So you went with the intellectuals on this one. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, now these guys know what they're doing.
Yep.
I
All
can't
right.
wait for this episode to be re-released in a year from now. Cut to Ryan with his wood smoker.
Yes.
And the news story of their house being burned down.
No. You know what I used to do that was dumb?
Oh no.
A lot of things.
Well, probably a lot of things, but in
Garage fry turkey type thing.
no, Tab won't let me do that.
Probably
I
for the
want to
best.
though.
No, probably for the best.
Explosion.
Well, at least she has a clear line of.
I'll get there.
Okay.
I'll get there.
You're breaking her down.
Yeah, it's
wearing her down.
yeah. Maybe give me another decade or two. But I
Check
used
back
to,
in a decade or two.
I used to have my charcoal grill up on the deck,
Oh,
on the wood deck.
how'd that
Huh.
go?
Well, it went fine until we got to wintertime, and I was sitting there, and I had some. I think I was smoking something, so it was going to be hours long. And I'm just sitting there on the couch watching TV, just kind of monitoring. And then it got dark outside, and I thought, boy, there's a lot of embers flying around out there. So the next day, Eli and I promptly moved that down into the yard.
Good call. Good call.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I had something similar like that when we lived in North Carolina. Our neighbor, he was sick. Like he was terminally ill, and so he was on medication to control the illness that he had. He had terminal cancer, and one day he decided to. I don't know what he was doing, but on his charcoal grill, he was, I think, burning papers or something like that.
Okay.
Because all these embers started. The wind blew all the embers off, hit my lawn, and it burst into flame.
Did it really?
Yeah, it was the type of grass that we had. It was known to do that. In fact, they would do that on football fields
Okay.
to burn off all the weeds. They just light them on fire.
Sure. Set fire to them.
Like this was a thing. You can look it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that they do it up here, but they do it down south. But my entire lawn, like
Yeah, but don't bother with weed.
it
Yeah,
set his lawn on fire, and it ran and went underneath my fence and just burned up my. I'm like, what in the
Sweet.
world just happened? And so I went and spoke to some smart guys whose necks were extra red, as mine was getting to be.
yeah.
That had hearts of gold in my church that told me all kinds of interesting things that I never would have thought of that you can do in life. And just kind of life hacks for how you live. And
Yep.
they said, oh, no, that's good for your lawn. I'm like, what?
Well, yeah.
It's like a wildfire.
He's like, yeah, he goes, you don't need to call insurance. They don't, your neighbors, it happened. But the firefighters showed up, and here's Reese. We didn't know this was going on, but the firefighters showed up, and all of a sudden Reese is looking out the window, and she must have been like 7 or 8. And she's just looking out the window like, Reese, what are you looking at? She goes, firefighters are in her backyard. And it goes back, and it's like, what?
Just nonchalant.
Oh, just like,
Hey.
the meteor just fell from the sky. It's burning a hole in our backyard. No problem. What's for lunch? Like, that's like, it was that. But the firefighters are out there putting out the fire.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
and the good news is my grass grew back just really nice. No weeds, nothing.
So I use like old newspaper or the old ads from newspapers to get mine going.
Where do you
My
find
charcoal.
Maybe that's what he
In
was
the
doing.
newspaper.
I don't know, but his wife was like, "We're really sorry. He didn't, this got out of control, and he's on medication.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, no problem. But yeah, I mean, they do that.
Yeah. No, so for my charcoal grill, I have a chimney. And so it's got like a raised bottom, and then you put your charcoal in on top, and you wad up a bunch of old newspaper or whatever kind of paper. Anything will work, but newspaper burns nice. And then you pack
But
it
that's
up.
what I mean. What are you going to do when the newspaper stops getting made?
Oh, that won't happen. That won't happen.
Okay.
There's always got to be
Forever.
one.
Yeah.
It's always going to be newspaper.
Yes, they need ads, things. And so, I light that on fire, and it gets the charcoals. It just keeps them in that chimney till they're all nice and hot, and then I dump it, and then it's good.
So how long does it take to cook something?
To cook something?
Yeah,
or
charcoal. I've never used charcoal. I've only used propane.
Oh,
Because
so
Hank Hill told me.
yeah, propane and propane accessories. So well, if you have all fresh charcoal, they should be hot and ready to go in maybe, 20 minutes, half hour.
Okay.
If you use old stuff, like, you'll pour your charcoal out and you'll cook something, but then those coals they'll still cook something. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll take my chimney, and then I'll pour in some new charcoal, and then I'll put the old stuff in there, and then I'll pour new stuff on the top, kind of make a little sandwich.
Okay.
But that takes longer. I got to plan ahead for that. It takes like an hour to get the charcoal going, because part of the heat is the airflow going through. Well, when you've got all these little charcoal chunks of coal, then there's not as much air in between to get the airflow to get it as hot as you need it.
So do you like the taste of charcoal food, or is it the process that you enjoy? Because it sounds like a lot of there's effort that you're.
Oh, there's effort, but I like it much better than the gas grill.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of a.
Do you know what I do to get it all fired up?
You go over and
I push this little button and it goes. Whoa. Then I put on the food.
Yep. So it's just
10 minutes later, I have a happy smile on my face.
It's just planning ahead.
Gotcha.
So, and it depends on what you're making. That's the only way. I'll do my burgers, steaks, like chicken, if we're making, whatever. I'll do that all on the charcoal grill. If I'm doing anything that's going to take long, like pulled pork or things like that, that goes on my pellet smoker.
Okay.
But I do have one thing on my. I'm boring everybody now. On my.
Are you getting a pizza oven?
On my
No,
Weber.
the thing is that you
I
two were
should.
just.
You should.
having,
I was
like,
as you're talking about this, I was
sorry.
like, man, Ryan should get a pizza oven. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
No, I'm
that's,
just cycling
Ryan,
through what I'm
I
going to call
find this
episode.
conversation riveting.
I think I'm just going to call this one Grill Sciences with Ryan.
So I do have my Weber kettle. I'll get the charcoal going, but I have these little trays that keep it right in the middle of the grate. That's a round grate, and the charcoal stays right in the middle. And then what I do is I take some chicken legs and I season them up, and then I slather them in barbecue sauce, and then I set them around the outside, and then like maybe 25 minutes later, they're ready to go, and they're delicious.
Everyone today, I don't know, maybe it's today or maybe it's just me, but a while ago when I hurt my neck and got like, okay, this is like a chronic thing, I got into intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
And now I fast
Oh, yeah, you haven't
24
eaten.
hours. So I love this conversation. I don't care what Dana says. Just keep talking to me about food because this is good
You're
stuff.
gonna see DJ later just reading a cookbook, being like,
What you doing,
roast
DJ?
beef.
Yep.
Nothing.
Looking at
Pumpkin
the
pie.
pictures.
Yeah. I got into all that during the pandemic.
Oh, sure.
Because the first time I went out, remember that happened, that was what, April? Was it April that they shut everything down, or was it March?
February.
March.
End of
March.
February.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first time I went out to grill on my gas grill, I lifted the lid up, and we had that thing for a long time, really
yeah.
long. And I lifted the lid up, and the whole grate had fallen in.
Oh, man.
No! So then I went, and I'm like, well, if I'm going to change, now's the time. So it was a learning curve, but I wouldn't go back to gas now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So summer, you crank up more grilling than the winter time.
Yep.
All right. Dana, Sarah, what makes it summer for you?
It's my birthday.
Oh yeah, birthday month.
Birthday. So once your birthday comes, then you're like, summer's here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put on some Fresh Prince in the background and summertime. No? Just me? Okay, fine.
No, summer music for me is actually like 80s, 90s country.
Like Tim McGraw?
No,
Yeah.
it'd be more like Mark Chestnut.
Mark
No,
Chestnut.
like Sarah Evans, Reba,
Reba.
real one-hit wondery. Like,
Reba had more
well,
than
no, but
one.
I'm saying like the other songs are all more like one-hit wondery.
Oh,
type
Garth
songs.
Brooks.
Oh yeah, Garth Brooks.
Trying to
is in
think,
there.
like, I didn't listen to country in the 80s, so
Shania.
How about John
Shania.
Anderson?
Mm.
He was just at Dakota Magic last weekend. I missed it. though.
Travis Tritt.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Great day to be alive.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Marty Jannetty. No, what was Marty? Who
Mike,
was,
he was in the Midnight Rockers.
yeah, who was Travis Tritt's right hand man?
I don't know.
They were solo acts, but then they would do stuff together. Marty.
I don't know. They weren't Brooks and Dunn, were they?
No.
Wait,
That
Brooks
was.
and Dunn is on that list. Montgomery Gentry.
Why can't I think of?
Isn't there another
Google
Montgomery whose last name is Montgomery?
His nephew just got engaged to one of the girls from Tiger Lily Gold.
I
don't think
understood a
that's
couple of
who-
those words.
Yeah, that's not who we're just talking about.
There's a young guy though.
John Michael Montgomery?
Yeah,
Am I saying that right?
yeah.
Oh,
I think that's.
Marty Stewart.
Marty Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Merle Haggard, did he have any music at that time?
No, he was done by then, I think. But
Okay.
he was, well, maybe the 80s.
80s.
Merle Haggard's, yeah, that was great. The Highwaymen.
Highwayman.
Chris
There you go.
Christopherson.
One of them was just up here.
Yeah.
Willie and what's his name? The Man in Black.
Oh,
Blanking on
Johnny
his-
Johnny
Cash.
Johnny Cash.
And
Highwaymen.
Snoop Dogg.
I don't think Snoop Dogg was in the Highwaymen.
That was a twist.
Yeah, it's a random one. Then
They did a-
Bonfires.
They did
that was
a
before
song
he went
together,
West
though.
Side. If he did it in the 80s.
You
So-
guys, you remember Willie and Snoop did a song
Oh, of
together.
course. Of course. I thought you meant the Highwaymen. I'm like,
Oh, no.
was Snoop Dogg in the Highwaymen
No.
before he was in
Willie's the only one
Death
left.
Row
I think.
Records?
I forgot the crossover between Death Row Records and Highwaymen.
Yes, the Highwaymen.
yeah.
The remix, I guess.
Yep. Alabama.
Alabama. I listen to
think I
them
know that
every fall when the Bison win.
Mm-hmm.
They play.
Jeez.
You're gonna
Yep.
play in Texas. You got to have a fiddle in the band.
Yep, you do.
I have a Bison playlist on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
Do you really?
and that comes up.
Yep, it has to.
Yeah, when I will exercise to certain kinds of music that's usually very festive and rock focused.
Yeah.
And so I have a Bison playlist that plays all the hits.
Did you see
And the
the
Bison
John
games.
the John Gruden video about the Bison?
No.
Oh, you'll have to watch it. This is very
Oh,
recent.
I've seen this.
It was like 5 minutes long of him just
got-
raging about.
He got like a package from
He
the
got,
Bison.
Yeah, he got a care package from Polisek. And he's going through it, and he's got jerseys and T-shirts and
Losing
a
his
helmet. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
going on and on and on and on and on. It was great. Like 5.5 minutes.
Oh, check it out.
Yep.
That's a good one. And then bonfires.
Oh,
Bonfires and
yeah.
s'mores. I
Yeah.
actually was grocery shopping the other day. I was like, because I'd gotten mini marshmallows to make some s'more bars, but I was like, I need there was stuff to make regular s'mores.
Yep. Bonfires.
Bonfires. Excellent.
I like your little fire pit. I need to get me one of those.
It's nice. In fact, I want to get another one because this one's gotten dented.
Oh,
Just from heat and cleaning it. You roll it, and the
Yeah.
outside it will,
it's a
compact.
smokeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used it for our. You're a long time podcast listener when we did our
Oh,
s'more
yeah.
recipe.
I forgot about that. You
s'mores.
have had that for a while.
Yeah. I like it a lot. It's great.
Was that the same day as the ice cream?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, because you ate like
so gross.
8 s'mores.
You did it.
Ate a quart of ice cream and then went to graduation parties.
You showed a lot of ticker
And then
that day. A
continued
lot of
to
heart.
eat.
Yep.
A lot of heart. My son was brokenhearted because he wouldn't share.
Not even a bite.
The best part of the video is him walking, pacing back and forth.
May I have some?
No, sir.
So
It's one of
country
those
music,
moments.
bonfires, birthday,
Smoker.
smoker.
What's yours,
Grill.
DJ?
I would say birthdays as well. It's my wife Melissa's birthday in June. It was my mom's birthday in June. And it's my daughter Addie's birthday in June. And it's my daughter Reese's birthday in July. So it's a very expensive
It's a busy one.
June
Yeah.
and July. I'm glad it's exactly 6 months away from Christmas because
Yeah.
Please tell me Reese is at least like end of July, not just July 1 or something.
no, yeah, it's like July 31st.
Okay,
is
so you had a
Reese's.
little bit of space between all the June and then
Yeah,
Reese.
a little bit of recovery,
Yep.
a little bit of getting some money back in the
Yeah.
coffers to get her something.
Yep.
Built back up.
Yes.
Eli's is December 14th.
Oh,
So, yeah, so you know how that goes. But
Well-
you get it all done at once.
Get it all in one shot.
Yep.
Yep. It's all right. Not too bad.
No, you just do a rotation, an equal rotation of presents.
Like she just starts counting down 6 months till my birthday after Christmas.
Speaking of Eli, I got his side of the story
No,
on something.
okay.
Oh.
You want to know what? We'll just cut this episode right here.
You
Yeah.
got some tea, you got some tea, as the kids like to say. Got some juice.
I heard that Dana was just I don't even know it wasn't scared. It was like
Downright petrified.
yeah, like haunted almost. In the
It
halls
was
of
more
her
of a haunting
own
than anything.
So
workplace.
So there's scared, there's terrified, and there's horrified. What were you
petrified.
Petrified, I think, is the same as terrified, where
Okay.
you can't move. You're just
Here's the thing.
Petrified.
Yeah.
petrified.
You've met your child.
Uh-huh.
You should be on my side.
I will say, for a hot second, I had to ask her. I said, "Did he do it intentionally?" She's
All right,
like, "No." I'm like,
hold on, back up. What's the story?
Yeah, DJ doesn't know the
What
story.
happened?
You
Oh.
on Eli's version of it?
Yeah, let's
or-
hear it.
Me and all of our fans want to know what happened.
So Eli works here at the church. He does custodial work.
Yes.
And so my understanding was it the Ark kitchen?
Nope.
It was the fireside.
Yep.
So Dana was walking to the fireside kitchen, and Eli was also walking to the fireside kitchen, and Eli saw Dana in front of him and knew for a fact that he was going to scare the ever-living wits out of her. So he just kept walking anyway.
Wait, hold on real quickly. So was this during the daytime?
Yeah, so Eli's now started working during the day, which I didn't know. I go into the fireside. We have a hallway, right, to the fireside from the other hallway. I go into the kitchen. I don't remember what I do, but I leave. And I was like, I turn the light on. I will turn it back off. So I'm in the hallway. It's empty. I turn around, turn it off, turn around, child.
Right there.
Just right there.
He's like,
she goes, "It was like a ghost just appeared."
he said, I could have said something, but I figured why not?
He could have let out a little boo.
So I mean, petrified. So did you just freeze and like no sound?
No, he
came
said
out?
she screamed.
Did you throw fisticuffs at him? Anything?
I basically, just kind of yelled at him, backed up a minute, and then just continued to yell at him.
Eli. Like, is that a thing now? Can we like Newman?
Newman. Yep, he was kind of proud of that. I'm actually kind of
No,
proud about how proud he was.
I got a text from Dana going, "Eli just scared the living daylights out of me."
I don't even think I called him Eli. I'm pretty sure I called him Ryan Spawn.
Ryan's child, Ryan Spawn just scared me. I was like, did he like intentionally? Because I was like, I would have been proud of it. If this was intentional, go Eli.
It was so bad. He isn't even dignified with
No.
a name.
No. And then she goes, it was like a ghost. I'm like, oh, I suppose, he's real pale. It's got
Yep.
the red hair. I was like, it's like,
Yeah.
Casper and Chucky just at the end of the hallway.
Yep. So, well, that makes sense now. So it was down the hallway.
So it was the fireside hallway,
Oh, okay.
that little hallway.
Yeah.
And that light was off.
Because he was talking about you turning around and turning, and I'm like, why would she just be spinning circles down by the...
So now, every so often, if you see Dana and all of a sudden she just does a loop, she's just protecting herself. That's all.
Checking her surroundings.
Just making sure
Checking the
something
surroundings.
sounded
yeah.
suspicious.
Because I also was really mad because I had like my earbuds in, but I had the noise canceling on. So like I didn't even I'm assuming apparently he didn't even try to make any noise, but I was like, I wouldn't have heard him anyways.
Right.
No, he didn't. He didn't even try.
That makes me even more mad at him.
Too
Because I just
funny.
turned around, yelled a string of expletives, and he was like, "Hey,
What's up?
Yeah. So, and I talked with Melissa about this at the picnic, that what he used to do when he was little, I don't know how long he did this for, but it was for some time.
that kid's lucky he's still alive. I would have committed murder."
He never did it to me, but he did it to Tab all the time. We'd be middle of the night, we're sleeping, and all of a sudden she would feel this presence. And she'd just wake
At
up,
the end of the bed.
open her eyes. No, he'd be standing right next to her at
Oh,
the head
geez.
of the bed, just staring at her. Jeez, what are you doing? I can't sleep.
I know that feeling, like my chest is tightening as you're talking about this, because I too know that little face right by your face
right
while you're
in your
sleeping.
face.
It's like,
Yep.
nice.
Yep.
Very good.
Terrible.
So it's as bad as John Elway.
Hey, I see though he's expanding the ranks of cardboard cutouts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of fun.
He's recruiting.
Is it?
Yeah. Did you see the?
I
you
did.
You saw the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It was nice to see John. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I love how everybody else was like, "Oh look," and I'm like, "Why is he still a thing?"
Why is he still alive?
It's like,
So-
I thought we got rid of him.
So somebody found a cardboard cutout of Tom Szymanski.
You now got to explain the entire story of what we're talking about.
We have a whole episode about
Yeah.
John Elway,
Is
don't
there
we?
a whole episode about John?
There's probably, or a
I think we
picture
have
somewhere.
several episodes of John Elway.
Real quickly, when we started the broadcast service, we would have to adjust cameras all the time. And so somebody would always have to go on the stage. Hey, Dana, can you go stand on the stage? Hey, Sarah, can you go stand on the stage? Get somebody to go stand on the stage. And one day I was like, you know what? So a long time ago,
I know somebody.
like in 19...
I know a guy.
Like
I know a guy.
it was either 98 or 99. It was after the Broncos won one of their 2 Super Bowls. One of my friends found a John Elway cardboard cutout at a bar and asked the manager, hey, when you're done with that, can I have it? And they're like, yeah, then we don't have to throw it away. So they got it and gave it to me. So John would be at my house scaring my wife for years, like 2 decades. And one day I
Before
was
Eli,
like,
there was John Elway.
yeah, right.
Tom's just always been in a state of scare.
Yep. And so one day I was like, you know what? We could just hire John to come and stand on the stage.
Yeah, we could.
So for the longest time, John Elway lived behind the big screen in the Ark.
And I think he worked for Room and Board.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yep.
Yep.
And then when I quit here and went over to KFGO, one day he just about killed Don Haney because Don Groth decided to bring him to the radio station. And
Again, he worked for Room and Board. You left.
Don Groth just sat him there in the middle of the newsroom.
Of course
and
he did.
At the time, Don Haney came in at like 3 a.m. It's pitch black. And there's
a body.
There's John Elway.
It's John Elway.
So John Elway made his rounds around KFGO and you know all the FM stations, Y94 and Froggy and all those, scaring everybody.
He's been everywhere.
He's
Knows
been
everybody.
He's like Johnny Cash. And then he went into just little storage area. So when Tom Szymanski cardboard cutout showed up, I brought out John. And so there's a picture now circulating of me, John Elway and me and Cardboard Tom and Real Tom all standing in the KFGO studio.
So when I saw that picture, I was wondering about this. Like the Too Tall Tom Szymanski, right?
Szymanski. Mm-hmm.
Is that actual size?
That's that's a life size. Now Tom has told me in the past, and he said it again, that he has lost in his
but that was in his prime, right?
Yeah.
And so is the John Elway cutout life size? Because Too Tall is over.
He's really. I don't remember how tall John Elway is, but I mean clearly that cardboard cutout is taller than I am.
Right.
So have you seen this?
I saw the picture. Yeah.
Okay, you have a lot of pictures to add to this episode.
Oh, we're adding in.
Well, you got to add the radio. You got to add in the picture.
You got to add the link to the previous time we talked about John Elway.
True.
Like get a list of stuff.
Here you go.
Because I'm pretty sure I titled that whole episode something about John.
Here, editing Dana. These are your notes. Put your pictures in now.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of that, I mean, we can just talk about this on here. Because we're all so busy people in all different places in life, that we will do our best to get new episodes out every week. I should say Dana does her best to get new episodes out every week. But when we can't record, what we're going to start doing and have already started doing is what did you call it, Dana? It's
released from the vault.
Released from the vault.
Oh no!
Back when poor Sarah had to edit lapel mics.
Oh no! Those still exist?
They do.
At the recording of this one, Dana's released the first release from the vault, and I laughed so hard when I heard it because who comes on but the glorious, well-versed, incredibly entertaining, and punctual and informative, the Reverend Dr. Paul Cross. So good.
What were we talking about?
I had to say I was sorry. Because you and I had a conversation about Christmas and the dates, and I guess in a previous episode I was corrected by the wonderful Dr. S. That I got the maths wrong.
Oh, sure. Yep.
And then on came the venerable Dr. Cross, and he had just come back from vacation from all these national parks, as he's wont to do. And I think he's hit them all at this point. If not, he's got the vast majority. Yeah. And so he was telling us about his adventures, and it's shenanigans, tomfoolery of the highest order.
Because it's just the three of you. Just
the three of us.
It's going to be like when you watch an old, like, you know, in Disney Plus, you go like, man, I haven't seen this Disney movie in so long. It's a real old one. It's like, why is there 45 minutes of things before the movie starts? Why am I getting all the end credits now?
Oh, Paul was funny. Remember when he wanted this 15 minutes long?
Oh yeah.
No more than 15 minutes.
Keep it to 15 minutes.
No. This long 45 minutes.
Nobody's gonna listen to.
No one's gonna listen to 45 minutes.
An hour episode.
and I'm sitting there going, he can't even introduce himself in 15 minutes.
You said that to him at one point.
I did.
I have the evidence. I listened to the first 15 minutes of it, or the first 10 minutes on the ride home. We were just getting through the introductions at that point.
Yeah.
We didn't even get into anything.
Oh, man.
Well, welcome, Pastor Paul Cross. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of that podcast.
See you next time.
Maybe next time we'll actually get to talk about something if we time ourselves right.
Yep.
Well, I love it. So please understand that if new episodes have not come out, there are some oldies but goodies that we definitely want to share with you that are worth listening to because they are funny.
That's good.
I just randomly pick.
Yes.
That's awesome.
She's got a wheel that
I
she spins in her office, and it's got 200 numbers on it. And is that how it works? Is that what you do?
No, I just went into a random number generator.
Oh, okay. She
online
sciences it
wheel.
up. Yeah, there we go.
And then if I don't like that number, I pick a new one.
She listens to the first 5 minutes. Nope, not that one.
No.
What else we got?
I didn't even get that far. I was like, looked at it, looked what was in the description, and I went, no.
No, not that one. That's fair.
Wrong.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, but not not that one.
So, what else is going on?
They found Noah's Ark.
You were mentioning this before. You know, this comes up like every couple years.
I was like, they find something, it seems like.
This time.
Is it in Kentucky? Because if it is, I've seen it. It's not the original. It's huge. It's
also,
cool.
Ryan, if you believe that, I have a great story for you. Because did you know that Jesus lived here in the USA?
So, well, they didn't find it in the U.S.
They have a great musical about it.
Oh, there we go.
They did not find it in the U.S. So this is from the New York Post.
Oh, okay.
So
But
sort of legit.
But they're citing other. I guess they're citing. Well, let me just read it. All right.
Real quickly, New York Post's tagline is, aren't they all the news that's fit to print? Is that them?
Is that the
Or something.
Or is that
National Enquirer.
The
The
Times,
Times?
is the paper of record, I thought.
Oh, I'm not
I
sure.
didn't know they had taglines.
They do, yeah.
Okay. So, American researchers claim to have cracked one of the Bible's enduring mysteries after using radar technology to map the possible remains of Noah's Ark. It is exactly what you'd expect to find if this were a man-made boat, consistent with the biblical specifications of Noah's Ark, Andrew Jones, an independent researcher, told the Christian Broadcasting Network while revealing the results of his multi-year project. Jones works with Noah's Ark Scans, which he described as a loose organization of individuals interested in pursuing scientific work and promoting the site of the Ark. Jones and his team were attempting to solve the age-old question of whether the legendary vessel is buried in the mountains of eastern Turkey, roughly 18 miles south of Mount Ararat, which the Bible describes as the boat's final resting place.
Okay.
The exact spot is the Durapanar site, a 538-foot-long boat-shaped mound with the same Book of Genesis described dimensions as the Ark. While the idea that this area houses the legendary life raft, an object central to Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, is a topic of dispute, recent scans appear to indicate that it could be the case. Jones used ground-penetrating radar to detect what appeared to be a 13-foot tunnel traversing the center of the formation. These same
time out real quick.
Mhm.
So it's not a boat, it's the mound? Like is it a hill? What?
Well, hold on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. These same scans captured a trifecta of subterranean layers that were alleged dead ringers for the Bible's description of the boat's 3 decks. In other words, it was literally ship shape.
Huh.
The book
That
of
was terrible.
Make a Roof. Okay,
You know whoever wrote that was super proud of that
Oh
too.
yeah, they
I'm
were.
gonna
They
slip
were.
this in.
They were. A new analysis of the radar data allegedly revealed central and size corridors or hallways running through the boat. So they've got scans in here too that they show. Given the age of the alleged vessel, Jones said he doesn't expect to find anything fully preserved, claiming that the remains constitute a chemical imprint, pieces of wood, and in the ground, the shape of a hall. Also uncovered were angular structures situated 20 feet beneath the surface that the team surmises could be quarters beneath a deck-like surface, making this potentially more than just a geological formation, as many scientists have posited. This is not what you'd expect to see if the site were simply a solid block of rock or the result of random mudflow debris, said Jones, who felt it instead matched the biblical specifications of Noah's Ark. But was this actual evidence or just a case of life imitating Ark? Oh boy, this guy's bad.
Oh,
The organic matter found around the site seems to suggest that it wasn't just
Wait. Was that pun arc?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep,
that's
yep.
hilarious. I like
Yep.
this guy. Go ahead.
We noticed that the grass growing within the boat-shaped formation is a different color compared to the area just outside it. Said
Okay.
Jones, who believed this discrepancy suggested a human-made origin. Meanwhile, an examination of 22 soil samples collected from the site revealed that the suspected structure had lower pH levels, 2 times the organic matter, and 40% more potassium inside compared to outside the formation. Discrepancies the team deemed consistent with rotting wood. If you know soil science, as I'm a soil scientist, you'll understand that potassium levels, organic matter, and pH can all be influenced by decaying organic material, said William Crabtree, another member of Noah's Ark Scans. If this was a wooden boat and the wood had rotted over time, we would expect to see elevated levels of potassium, changes in pH, and higher organic content, and that's exactly what we're finding. In the future, the team hopes to conduct a core drilling survey along with additional ground-penetrating radar scans around the depository to better discern what lies beneath. We want to compare what's inside the formation to what's outside. That could give us a much clearer picture of whether this is truly something man-made. So here's
Why don't they just dig it up?
Well, so there's the
mound.
The mound. And then if you scroll down, then you'll find the scans that they have.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That might. That's just a. Yeah.
I have two questions that came to my mind right away.
Mm-hmm.
So they found this scan at the Mount Ararat site.
18 miles south of there, I think.
Why did this scan do something that all the people searching that site throughout history have never been able to find? That's my first question.
Well, it doesn't say that.
Because usually people are like, well, we think it's in this area, by this place called Mount Ararat, but we've never been able to find anything. So we're looking in the surrounding areas, right? And it's on a mountain somewhere. Well, now this guy's saying, like, at the site that it says in the Bible, here's this mound.
So, yeah, what did it say? 18 miles south of there? Yeah, roughly 18 miles south of Mount Ararat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so then my next question is, how long does it take wood to
Decompose? That's my question.
Because it's been not 2,000 years, not 3,000 years, not even 4,000 years. Right. We're saying prehistory.
Yeah.
Was Noah and the flood. So if this is the actual ark,
there were some great preservatives in that.
Hey man, I don't know how fast wood decomposes.
I don't know.
So
well,
I mean, could it have been? Is it
like fossilized almost?
Yeah, they're taking samples.
I suppose.
But is the mound, is it all disintegrated? So it's just like the outline of a boat?
I'm not sure.
Those are the questions that come to me because this stuff comes up every couple of years. I had a confirmation student once that I thought gave the best answer I've ever heard for what happened to Noah's Ark.
Okay.
Because we were talking about it, and every so often people say they found a location of where the ark may be, and he's like, "There's no ark anymore." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" He goes, "Well, there was an ark, but after they got out of the boat." They needed wood for houses.
Oh. I've always said that too.
So
that's a great point.
Most likely, they tore it down and used it because why not?
Yeah.
I mean, why would you just leave this gigantic boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd think if history, if there's a gigantic boat that's been sitting on a mountain somewhere, it would have come up in other records and stuff. So the idea
I remember asking my grandma that once of why didn't they just take it apart and use it?
It seems like the most. It reminds me of Yoda in talking to Obi-Wan about what happened to this missing planet, and he said, "Children, any ideas?" And they're like, "It's not there because someone deleted it from the database." And he's like, truly brilliant, the mind of a child, right? Well, yeah. I mean, doesn't it make sense that they would have just
repurposed
taken it apart and used it? Yeah.
Well, I'll play devil's advocate here now.
Sure.
It got all wet.
The boat.
Well, right.
It's designed to get wet.
But have you ever had your do you go to Menards or Fleet Farm or wherever? You can tell which pieces of wood got wet because they're all warped and you can't do anything with them.
Well, but that would explain if the hull still existed, but the interior of they're saying that there are hallways that they found.
Well, and we're also talking prehistoric homes. We're not talking a 5-bedroom, 4-bath in the burbs. Noah wasn't trying to build.
They were using 2x4s. Didn't you ever read it?
I don't think Noah was
but
getting mad that
rotting
his DeWalt
too.
didn't.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
It's very interesting, and it's it's a curiosity, and just like anything, I hope there's other people that are going to go look at the site too, and then we'll have a better idea of what is this.
Yeah.
But here's my other question with that too. It's cool if they found it. Does it really make a difference if they found the actual ark or not? Is that important? Is that important?
Well,
to them it is.
I think,
yeah. I mean, to the faith, is it important? Is because the things that we have evidence for, archaeologically speaking, give all kinds of credence to King David. There was a time 100 years ago, 150 years ago that they thought King David was a myth.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
There's so much evidence for King David and the kingdom and so on. And there's evidence all over the place for things that are mentioned about in Genesis too, right?
Yep.
I guess my point is, and this is a pun that I'll use, is Noah's Ark like the Holy Grail? Is it something that is really important to people's faith life or what?
I think the only time it would be if you got into like a discussion with somebody and they're like, it's all fairy tale. Well, no, they found the ark, so
Right.
Sometimes my inner cynic thinks though, like, I almost don't want them to find it because what are humans gonna do? Like,
it.
all of a sudden now there's
The
a
British Museum will
or there's a tent now and it's $40 to go look at it, take a picture of this thing now behind glass, like, right?
Weren't you telling Dana? Weren't you telling Mark and me about the Mona Lisa?
Yes.
And how explain? It's like it's this little picture.
It's a giant room.
Okay,
I think
so
there are other paintings in the
compared
room.
to a Bible, what size is the Mona
It's
Lisa?
the size of it, isn't it? It's like
No,
an
it's
8 by
bigger
10.
than that. No,
Okay.
it's probably a good
11 by 14.
I was thinking like 11 by 17. It's probably like 17 inches tall.
well, that's a good size.
The Mona
It's
Lisa
a
though was the
decent
original
size.
marketing scam.
Yeah, it is it's not super small, but it is smaller than you think it is. And it is on a wall by itself, roped off. And that's almost essentially the only thing in that room.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a giant room.
I imagine that
Like, think the Ark, and then just a wall in the middle of it, and it's the Mona Lisa.
In my head, I picture this gigantic, like, white room. That's
yes. Well, or I
the Mona
imagine
Lisa.
Yeah.
the museum curator there has to be like, you made me mad today. Your painting goes next to the Mona Lisa. Nobody takes a picture of it.
Well, because I'm like, I can't even remember if there are other paintings in the room because no one bothers to look at them. It's like you walk into the room, there's so many people, and you like either stand there forever hoping that you get to the front, or you just go, eh.
Yep.
So does it have the lasers, the laser beams for the?
It's in a
the
glass
security?
box.
Yeah,
It's the glass box from the Knives Out Glass Onion movie, if you've seen that on Netflix.
I've wanted to watch it a bunch of times. I still haven't.
Well, and so if they found Noah's Ark, are they going to put it in a
British
gigantic
Well,
British museum room that's all white, and you walk in there and you're like, huh, it's smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, I think my pontoon's a little bit larger than that. Was I always thought it'd be
My
at least-
yacht, my like 100-foot yacht.
When she was telling us about the Mona Lisa and then this idea of Noah's Ark, you know the great Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. Legends.
My favorite line in all of professional wrestling was he going on WCW Nitro when I was in college. I'm
Who's
watching
he?
it. Scott Hall.
Okay.
And the great Larry Zbyszko is the commentator. And he walks up to him and he goes, the great Larry Zbyszko. Thought you'd be bigger. And you got Scott Hall standing there and Kevin Nash who's like 7 feet tall. And
Yep.
then Paul White who's 7'2".
Yep.
And then Larry Zbyszko. Anyway.
I always now we're going down the ditch here, but I always thought, well, Scott Hall, he's so tiny, because he was always hanging out with
These gigantic guys.
right, and then you realize that he's a tall dude. He's like 6'6" or 6'7".
It's what happens whenever you go into like a professional wrestling match and watch it, just how big these guys are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
I feel that way about Rhett and Link, where you're like,
Oh,
Link's really short. No, he's not. He's like 6'2". It's just that Rhett's a giant.
hilariously, so Sanford had their golf tournament and gala the end of this week, and they had Chad Greenway.
Yep. KOC.
Yep. And Austin's cousin got a picture with them, and his cousin's pretty tall. He's probably like 6'2", 6'3".
Kevin O'Connell's a big dude.
He's taller than Chad Greenway, though. His cousin is. And I was like, you played for the NFL. I always thought you had to be a much taller human
dude.
for that.
Isn't that interesting when you meet professional athletes that on TV, they look
Well, there's the
gigantic.
obvious is, right? Like Simone Biles is pint sized. Like,
But like she's actually like way smaller than I think she
she's
should
like
be.
4 feet tall.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Muggsy Bogues was 5'3", remember? I think he
Yeah.
could dunk a basketball.
He could. Spud Webb could. Spud Webb was 5'7".
Yep. But Muggsy was 5'3".
Muggsy was amazing.
Like, how do you train that when you're that short?
I don't know. He played
Lots of
basketball. He
jumping.
didn't. I mean, he
Carry
didn't
a
play that
basketball
long.
with you everywhere. Yeah,
Apparently,
I don't
yeah.
think he played that long, but he played
long enough to
professional.
be in Space Jam with Michael Jordan.
And for everybody to remember Muggsy Bogues. But I think we remember more because he was so short.
Yeah. You ever watch him dribble though? He was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if his Christian name was Muggsy.
Of course it was.
Like, is that on his birth certificate?
He's
Are you telling me that-
60.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Let's see here.
The
5'3".
90s were 30 years ago, guys.
So is Charles Barkley. So is
Muggsy
Michael Jordan.
Bogues was 5'3", 137 pounds.
Wow.
Let's see. I know there's a picture of him next to Shaq.
Yes.
I always love the picture of people next to Shaq.
Everybody next
It's
to Shaq
so
is
funny.
just
Right. And Shaq was what? 5'9", 5'10"? So just towering over Muggsy.
They
just
exaggerated.
a small man.
Isn't there a picture of like Shaquille O'Neal next to Simone Biles?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
And
then there's a picture then of, I think it's just like photoshopped together of Shaq next to Yao Ming. And Shaq is like, finally I get to feel shorter.
yeah. Right.
There.
It's like
seen
this,
that. I think I've
everybody
seen
feels
that
with me.
See, and it's those types of photos where I go, that's not real.
Yeah, like those are the photos where I'm like, was Michael Jordan actually that tall or did they stretch him? Like, did they stretch the photo?
Well, I mean, Shaq is what, 7'1",
7'1", 7'2".
7'1", and Muggsy's 5'3", so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For true.
He's like the height of
Or-
a Midwestern mom.
The stuff of like Shaq with Kevin Hart now.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
Yep.
like, they're just tiny.
When I was in high school in Washington, we had one game a year where we went to where the Sonics played. And we played a basketball game, in the same place, right? And Sonics, I can't remember what it was called, but the Coliseum. And then we got to hang out as the Sonics came out and warmed up. And so I remember very vividly being on the basketball court, looking up and seeing Sean Kemp and being like, he is so tall.
Mm-hmm.
They're just really tall guys and just great shape and stuff. And just very, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
But it's at the same time, it's like on TV, they seem larger than life. In real life, it's like, that's an actual person.
Yeah.
Well, right.
You're a
That's
real
like
human being.
going to see the Timberwolves now, and you see Rudy Gobert, and you're like, oh my gosh, is that guy huge?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
well, good.
Or
So-
the one guy that plays Reacher.
Yes.
Jack Reacher, isn't that Tom Cruise?
No, in the TV
There's a new
show,
one.
the Amazon show.
Yeah. He's a huge guy.
Because he's
too.
like bigger than like some of like the big Hollywood guys. Like he's bigger than Henry Cavill. He's bigger than.
And he's
he's huge.
North Dakota claims him because he used to live in Grand Forks when he was young.
North Dakota has a habit of doing that.
Yeah, like what's the other one?
Wiz
that we-
Khalifa.
There we go. I was like, there's another one.
Wiz Khalifa was what, born?
He was born in Minot and then
Yeah.
immediately moved.
Yeah. And they're like,
Really?
but he's from here.
We'll
Or-
take
He's
him.
a North Dakotan.
Joe Burrow, what, he go to school for a semester or something?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
we'll take him.
This is the linebacker from Blue Mountain State.
Yeah.
I don't know. who
Alan
that is.
Richardson.
Yes.
This
Oh,
guy.
yeah, that's his
Yes.
name. That's
Yeah.
his name.
He's huge.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yep.
I know him from this very like American Pie-esque TV show in
Yeah.
the 2010s. So it's
I
just
think
funny to
earlier
see
than
him.
How
So-
tall is he?
Like
He's tall.
almost 7 feet, but
He's
he's
a big dude.
yeah.
He's 42 years old, 6'3", not that
Okay.
tall.
He's
That's
but
not that
he's
tall at all.
ripped.
He's kind of known for being an outspoken Christian.
Okay.
I don't know what his story is or anything like that. So, but of like Hollywood people, there's certain ones, Chris Pratt, he's a Christian. This guy's a Christian. I can't really think of anybody else at this point, but
Justin Bieber.
Mel Gibson.
yeah, Mel Gibson. Yeah. And so it's weird that we like, if someone's a Christian and a celebrity, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
everyone knows that they're a Christian apparently.
Right.
So,
Yep.
But it's just here. I'm gonna find this photo.
well,
Yes.
What else are we talking about today?
I brought some stuff to share a little bit about. One
Okay.
of them is I want to talk about our new summer sermon series book read along.
yeah.
And if you go to atonement.live, we still have a link on there to order this book, right? During the summer, we have a sermon series that's really aimed at youth and families with teenagers.
Yep.
And the book is called 10 Questions. 10 questions every teen should ask and answer about Christianity. But really, as Dana rightly pointed out, if you go to atonement.live or to YouTube and look at any of the sermons that are online, I think you changed it to 10 things everyone should ask and answer. That was you. I'm giving credit where credit is due. She's looking at me like, what did I do?
Yeah. No, I think so too. I agree with that.
Yeah. So what's great about this book, it's from Rebecca McLaughlin. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. How do you say this? McLaughlin?
McLaughlin?
I don't know. Is that Sarah's sister?
Is it one of those words where UGH makes a f sound rather than a McLaughlin?
McLaughlin?
That's Sarah McLaughlin's sister.
One became a writer, one became a singer on all those ASPCA
I don't know if that's true or not.
I think her name is McLaughlin with a CH. But GH, McLaughlin.
Oh.
Rebecca.
Anyways, whatever.
Anyway, and we've had other sermon series based on books that she's written. In fact, the pre-book that is much thicker than this one. This is a shorter read, and this is updated from that one. Was called Confronting Christianity, which was like the best book to download for 2020. Like a lot of people read it, and the reason why I think it's a really good time to have this book is because there seems to be like a shifting in our culture that's been happening. And it's now 2025, so we're a quarter into the 21st century, and it's almost like we're coming out of this misty haze of nihilism. For those playing the home game, nihilism, or nihilism as it's pronounced, is this philosophy or worldview that nothing matters, that all there is all that you can see. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, there is no life after death, there is no God, there is no heaven, there is no hell, yada, yada, yada. It became a big thing in the 2010s and was, I guess, kind of promoted culturally by a handful of writers that became known as like the four horsemen of new atheism. You had a guy named Christopher Hitchens, Richard Dawkins, oh gosh, now I'm blanking on the other two. There was more than two. There was like 5 of them. I think there was a guy named Denton, Ayan Hirsi Ali, who's a very famous thinker.
Okay.
Has just recently converted to Christianity.
Okay.
But she was in that same boat, and a lot of it was kind of a response of the entire world to the events of 2001, and the idea that religion is toxic and makes people do toxic things. It's kind of like a response to the extreme Muslim, radical Islam, the wars that broke out, all that stuff. But also this idea that now that we're in the 21st century, we're finally going to become enlightened. We're going to leave the old things behind of religion and God and so on, and we're truly going to be an enlightened culture, and we'll just keep getting more technologically advanced, and before you know it, utopia will break out. Well, we've had a quarter of this kind of thinking, a quarter century of this kind of thinking, 25 years, and what we've discovered...
People certainly seem to be happier.
Oh, they sure do, don't they? Oh, happiness is run amok. It's so sick. I'm so tired of smiling all the time. No, what's actually happened is the inverse of that, when what we end up having is an epidemic in meaning. No one knows what their meaning is, and so if you don't have anything to rely on and to give you purpose, the topic or the way we talk about it is find your own truth. Look inside yourself and discover who you really are. That has turned out to be a worldview that's been found wanting. And you have a whole generation specifically of young men who don't know how to be men. And I don't mean that to be like stereotypical, like toxic masculinity. What I mean is that there's also been like a generation of boys who've not had father figures in their home to show them how to be a good man.
Yeah.
And so as a culture, we don't know what that means. There's more of a sense of being a woman and celebrating what womanhood means, even though we don't even really understand what that means either. So there's this whole loss of meaning. So find your meaning inside of yourself. And so the questions that she raises, these 10 questions, are not questions that Rebecca McLaughlin comes up with, but questions that she says the church needs to be able to answer these. And does have answers to these because what has been said about the church and about Christianity are straw men. And she gives all kinds of examples. So I just want to go through these 10 questions and ask you guys about these questions and your thoughts on them. And join us this summer in worship. You can join us online or just come to Atonement, 9 and 10:30.
Yeah.
If you're a lake person, take us with you to the lake.
If you miss one, you can go back and watch it
Bring
later.
your laptop. Yeah, they're all going to be online. And these are 10 great questions that having two teenagers, one who's no longer a teenager, but having had two teenagers, these are the questions that had come up often indirectly in my own home. So here we are. And tell me if these questions resonate with you, because I think they're questions that everyone asks and wonders about. Big one. How can I live my best life now? What does the best life look like?
That's a
Do you think?
Super Bowl win.
The Broncos are the Super Bowl,
Yourself
baby.
personally, or
But I mean,
Yeah.
you know, when you
Yeah.
think about your own life,
Whatever that boat Luda had on that TikTok.
well, I feel like that's a good question though, because especially I think of like so much Christianity's around like what is after your life that is going to be so great.
yeah. Well,
It's like,
let me
but what
rephrase
about
that.
now?
Rather than making it personal to you, just tell me what you think the culture says to answer that question. How can I live my best life now? What do people seek after? What do you people think gives their life value?
Depends on the person.
Money,
Money,
happiness.
success.
happiness, success,
Yep.
celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, gosh, it seems like there's more and more influencers on TikTok than
Everybody's one.
yeah.
Just ask them.
If you're not, you're not doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong, right? How can
Things.
Things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how can you live your best life now? I think people would love to have an answer to that. And the church has an answer to that.
Mhm.
And it is very countercultural. It's almost like being a Christian is now countercultural.
Yeah.
And there is a shift of a returning in the West, at least. I mean, faith has exploded in Africa and Asia over the last 25 years. But there's like this shift that's happening because this nihilistic worldview, this materialistic worldview, that all there is matter and we're all just atoms and that's it, really hasn't been satisfying for people. So after we talk about that, we're going to talk about, isn't Christianity against diversity? So what's diversity? Any thoughts?
Different.
Different. Diversity, that's a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
People who aren't all the same,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Is Christianity against that?
No.
No. Well, you're a Christian, so of course you're going to say that. Do you think the culture thinks that?
Yes.
What do you think that the culture
Well-
thinks about Christianity when it comes to diversity?
I think American culture,
Yeah.
because that's the big thing of like, right now, we have two different types of Christian in America.
Mm.
And so, but people don't really think about it as being two different. It's just you're all the same, but the one side is the winning side of like, if.
I would also say
see.
too, like
Yeah.
that there's
So
especially
you actually had three worldviews there. You
Yeah.
just said one type of Christian, another type of Christian, and then everybody else looking at
Yep.
and discerning what is Christianity, and
Yeah.
whatever the dominant view of Christianity is what they see.
Yep.
And what would you say is can you flesh it out a little bit more? Like, what are the two different Christianities?
Basically MAGA Christianity and then just like Christians. Like
Okay.
being a Trump supporter and using
So-
Christianity as a way to justify that and
the
the negative,
weaponized.
the weaponized of like,
So Christianity being tied specifically to Donald Trump
yep.
and or right-wing politics.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And then, but because they're so loud and they have their opinions, no one looks at the Christians as being anything other than that.
Separate from that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
sometimes too people's understanding of like, right, if you were to say like, even if you put it to ChatGPT, like, give me a picture of a Catholic church, you'd probably see a mostly white
Yeah.
congregation there, or even a Lutheran church, you're probably going to see a mostly white. If you put Baptist or Southern Baptist, you're probably going to see a mostly black congregation there. And I think that's sometimes what both as Christians and as non-Christians probably see is that similar congregation effect of everybody looks like you rather than that more diverse culture within your congregation as well.
Yeah, so it's almost like it's siloed.
Yeah.
If you're this ethnicity, then this is the type
this is
of,
the one for you. If you're this,
this
here's
is the one
your
for
way
you.
for you.
Okay, good.
And I don't know if that's necessarily like a bad thing either, because a lot of it reflects just like neighborhoods, right?
Absolutely.
Like churches in Chinatown. I mean, that's obviously going to be one way.
Right.
You know, in the South, you can get a little bit more diverse, but like when you're looking at like North Dakota, is it really going to be that diverse to begin with?
Right.
Because it's reflecting the population that it's in.
Population here.
But also, that's the thing, is that like draws to like, so you will naturally
Yeah.
split yourself
So
anyways.
so let's say that, and I guess my question, I think you already answered it, is when the world looks at the, for lack of a better term, the stratification of churches, what impression does that give? That Christianity is against diversity? Because everyone's in their own little silos?
I think it's almost that it's still a bit of like segregation. Because right, like every church is going to say,
That's a better word than stratified.
but like right,
Segregated.
you're still going to have every church, right? We're come off the street, blah blah blah. But reflecting personally, is that how people who are in your church are going to treat? Like, right, your website, your whatever your messaging can be, we're going to welcome you off the street. We don't care where you come from, blah blah blah. But if your congregation doesn't reflect that, and that can be even just down to people who look different than them,
Right.
Could part of that be perception on the person, on the other person's, like the person who would be approaching that church? Could that be just what they're thinking? Like,
I think it's
I'm just thinking, how many of us go to PHCG down here?
True.
Right.
And why not? They're more than welcoming.
Oh yeah.
right.
Right.
You know?
Well, and vice versa.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Yeah.
and that gets to a bigger question of why. And I think the purpose of this book is to speak against false impressions or unfair impressions about Christianity, but also to answer questions that people have regardless of Christianity, just life questions. And I think this is speaking into it because it's saying, you know, everyone has these questions or these concerns. Here's what Christianity offers with that. Like, for example, the very first one, how can I live my best life now? I have a very specific answer for that. And I think it's an answer that is backed up by the best science that there is.
Do we have to wait for Sunday?
You have to wait for Sunday. I'm really gilding the lily here right now.
Now you have to link this after the fact, too.
Since this episode is coming out after the
DJ
fact.
found the fountain of youth. That's why he's a little wishy-washy on this whole Noah's Ark thing.
No, there is evidence that people just don't know about what Christianity offers that will allow you to live your best life now. And there's also assumptions about what will make me happy.
Well,
And what you think makes you happy at 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 is not actually what will make you happy.
Right.
It's like the great, I quote him all the time, but the great prophet, Biggie Smalls. More money, more problems.
Yep.
You heard me?
We actually just brought that up the other day, the great prophet.
Yes.
Biggie Smalls. Eli and I did.
Of course. About what?
Of course.
About more money, more problems.
More money, more problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
well, and I was going to say really quick too with this, some of the things that we're talking about here is the hard part of Christianity versus church, because the church is people and people are sinners and we're going to forever get it wrong.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of these questions, because I know what they are like a lot of the preconceived like moral superiority that people think Christians have, of like, I am a Christian, I am de facto better than anything else.
Right.
I'm already steps ahead because, like, thanks Jesus, he got me fast passed.
Well,
anybody cannot be better than me who believes, like, that sort of thing. I feel like relates to it, of like any of those questions of like, well, what about this? Does Christians?
And you're right, because the new atheist movement post 2000 was a building up and kind of a cultural strike against false Christianity, smug belief, but also because Christianity wasn't the cause of 2001, but other belief systems, everything being put together, right? And so what you say is absolutely true. And the hypocrisy within the church is always going to be that piece that the church needs to be humble by, because the church as a whole, broken sinners in this world have not been white, without error within their history as well. But I think that the last 25 years has brought a realization that, wait a minute, what we've been railing against as a culture is not actually what Jesus is about or what the Bible is about. So I almost think there's like this cultural sifting that is happening, where Christianity is not defined by Southern Baptist or Catholic or Lutheran or or the different silos, the denominations, which even in themselves have silos within themselves. But that there's almost like a redefining that Christianity means following Jesus, and it has some presuppositions to it, such as to be a Christian means that I believe that the Bible is true. To be a Christian means that I believe that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and that he is the way, the truth, and the life for everyone. I do believe that he died on the cross, and because he died on the cross, even though I'm broken and I'm a sinner, I'm reconciled to God through faith in Jesus, and only through faith in Jesus. Not because of anything that I've done or failed to do, because in this life I'm still not perfect by any means. I'm still a sinner, and I need a Savior. And that I believe that Jesus Christ will come again to judge, we use the language judge the living and the dead, but that he'll come again and set everything right. And what that means is that this old way of life, this sin, death, the devil, suffering, all the stuff that even the new atheists really railed against, because the underlying question that drives everything is always the question of suffering. And the question of, can God be good or great? I've been listening to Christopher Hitchens debate the great John Lennox, who I loved to death. John Lennox is my hero.
Is that Annie's dad?
He's probably not. But
I don't know, Google it. Watch him be right, though, if he does.
John Lennox is 80-something years old. And you guys know who Christopher Hitchens is, right? No. Okay. He passed away, but he wrote this book called God Is Not Great, how religion poisons everything. And he was like this.
You talked about him before?
I've talked about him and Richard Dawkins, because those are the ones that I know.
I was like,
well.
You just said all that. I was like, deja vu.
Sounds familiar.
And if you read the first chapter, he shows up in the first chapter.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it is.
Anyway, he was really well known in his time, but he got sick with cancer and he ended up dying. And when he was dying, he didn't turn back on anything that he said, but he was thankful for the Christians that cared for him and prayed for him and loved on him when he was as sick as he was. Anyway, he was kind of a driving intellectual voice during the time where the culture was like, yeah, and very aggressive toward any form of Christianity in the West. I'm talking Europe and the United States and so on. And this is, we're experiencing kind of the end of this through the first quarter of the century, the 21st century.
You gotta stop saying that.
Is that confusing?
No, they just don't like it being a quarter century.
I just think 25 years ago was like the 90s.
Yeah.
And so everything that I'm talking about, you guys really have no idea what it was like before that.
No.
You have no idea what the culture was like before that.
No.
Whereas we do, us old timers from the 20th century.
Yeah. Good old days.
The last third, fourth, last quarter of the 20th century.
That was a long time ago.
I can't do it.
That was a long time ago, DJ. Sarah, what's the problem?
Do not make me get you like a pop filter on that mic. I will. I'll buy one.
But along with this is an understanding that there was an understanding of faith and God prior to 9/11. That puts a different spin on things. Anyway, okay. So the next question after isn't Christianity against diversity? I touched on this a little bit from a Christian worldview. My point being, those points that I made is that if you believe that, regardless of what denomination you're from, if you believe that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, the Bible is true, that he will come again, then we're fine. We're on the same page. We're going to disagree on other things, but that's the heart of the faith, and that's what needs to be conveyed to the world. So this next one is, can Jesus be true for you but not for me? And this is one of those points with Christians, like, how would Christians respond to that? Because, I think there is this idea that the church, and often what I hear about when people talk about Christianity, so that's not my kind of Christianity. I don't see what you see.
Yeah. Jesus was a libertarian.
But the popular idea that if Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to salvation except through him,
right,
well, that's pretty mean to everybody else who's not a Christian. It's a question of justice, I think.
Yeah.
And how do you reconcile that? What do you guys think of the question? I mean, what does the world say? Can Jesus be true for some people but not for other people?
Well,
there different people's Jesus
yeah.
is different. That's Jesus
I was like, that's another thing too.
Jesus was a socialist. We had a whole episode. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We had a whole episode on this.
We've become like The Simpsons. We've
think
done
I was
every
in that one.
episode.
Yep. Touched on every trend now. Well, I was
And then we just gotta
I was
cycle
thinking
back.
initially somewhat yes, because there's other religions in the world that, granted, not everybody's gonna be a Christian one day. There's gonna be other religions. There's gonna be people who are Jewish, yada 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 yada.
Yeah.
So technically no.
Well, and so if the answer is yes, what does that then mean? Or if it's no, what does that then mean? If the answer is no, that Jesus cannot be true for me and yet not true for you, what does that mean? If the answer is yes, that Jesus can be true for me but not for you, what does that mean?
See, I didn't like that question.
See,
in
I
that
think
book.
it's your
It's a question of truth.
yeah. It's in my Jesus, he wears his tuxedo T-shirt, and he's a very kind Jesus, and it's sunshine and rainbows, and everybody gets to heaven in my version of Jesus. But
Well-
that's just because I imagine he's a very caring guy.
That's actually tied really closely to the traditional witness of Jesus, in that it's an exclusive claim that is absolutely inclusive. But it doesn't change the fact that Jesus is the truth. That the Muslim is not getting into heaven. The Hindu is not getting into heaven outside of and separate from the work of Jesus on the cross. Now, how you understand that, people will quibble about that. You get to heaven and it's Jesus there. You're going to be like,
Wait a minute.
I don't want to be here. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's where it gets kind of nuanced. But what Christianity does not say to be Christianity is that Jesus, Muhammad, Joseph Smith,
Oprah.
Krishna, Oprah, that they're all, we're not saying they're all the same and therefore collapsing them into each other, because that's also not
No.
honorable to other belief systems. That there's a very
Well, yeah.
real, in the issue with Christianity is that Christianity, compared to every other religion, really the heart of the matter is Jesus. And to be true for everybody as a Christian means that Jesus has to be taken out of the picture completely. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because then it's just generic God,
Yeah.
and however you want to define that. So then it becomes a question of, and we'll get into this, can Jesus be true for you but not for me? And how do you answer that?
I don't have an answer.
I had a good answer and then I lost it, because I think it's I was thinking of it originally of there's three sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth.
In the truth, yeah.
So it's your understanding of, right? If I was talking to somebody who's Muslim, right? I hope your belief system brings you to peace and faith, truth, light, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Mine brings me that. And when we get to the end, we'll get there, and that'll be the truth, the third side of it.
Well, yeah, and I guess kind of a worldview thing is that all roads lead to heaven.
Yeah.
I thought
Which-
they led to Rome.
That's probably where they got it. It started with the Romans, and that actually that's very that's an excellent point, because that was actually the Roman worldview.
Everything's going to lead there.
More the merrier. All religions, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. Just make sure you pay your taxes to Rome, and we'll be fine. And with Christianity, often Christianity gets confused with ethnicity or nationality or so on. And Christianity does not mean the United States, just as much as Islam does not mean Iran.
Right.
So that's the question to wrestle with there. Number 4 is, can't we just be good without God?
Ooh,
What do you think?
that's a good one.
Christopher Hitchens argues, yes, you can.
That you can.
Yeah.
It's hard to think about that one because I am Christian. It's like I don't know how to think the other
Yeah.
way.
My question was always, if there's no God and this is all that there is, then what would be the point of being good?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I guess I'm apparently just I'm very much in the hereafter thought of it all, but I was like, I think without God, you really want your eternity to be in some form of a box, probably in the ground, being warm food.
But like I
You're
don't
good
even
with that.
Yeah.
Like
because
that's it. You don't want. You
most-
don't want to like. That's your end result. Like you can do whatever you want because at the end of the day, that's just what happens, and you're cool with that.
To talk to people who are nihilistic, which is atheism, secular humanism, take God out of the picture, you stop existing.
Yeah, a lot of them are just like, well, everything goes black and it's done.
It's just
So
the way
whatever happens after, not
it's
my
the
problem.
way it was before you were born.
Yeah.
Not everybody has anxiety, and it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What do you mean you don't think about that? You don't.
Just constantly.
Well, and
The sleep paralysis demon doesn't get you.
I would argue that
His
much
name's
of
Eli.
much of the anxiety of our constant, just like you said at the beginning, everyone's so happy. No one is happy.
yeah.
No.
Everyone is stressed out. Everyone is anxious because there is no meaning to anything.
Right.
And if there's no meaning, you can be as brave and put on the best
Well-
face as you can. You can put everything on Facebook showing you living the best life, but there's always that question, that the denial of death and the reality that I'm coming to an end.
Well, I think it's ironic for me, and I don't know if irony is the right word there, but like, right, the whole, well, I can do whatever I want, so that's why I'm going to be a good person. Like, that to me is the part that doesn't make sense, because it's like, well, I have morals that taught me to be a good person.
Right.
It's like, well, but why do you have those morals? What's that rooted in? Like,
Exactly.
getting back to the root of it, I don't think fully connects the dots for the people who think that way.
And that is the big realization that's hitting people, especially people who are not religious, but are have been watching the trend of the culture. That even if you're not religious, get religion because it's good for you.
Yeah. It's the
It actually
like,
makes you better.
yeah.
It makes you a better person, and it makes you happier.
Yeah.
And that's so counterproductive to our culture. So before we talked about, is Jesus true for you but not for me? This one's tied into it next. It's the question, how can you believe the Bible is true?
Because we just found out that Noah's Ark is
We
18
did.
miles south of Mount Ararat.
And that might be someone's argument that it's in the Bible. It backs it up. There you go. There's your proof.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a faith question too.
Yeah.
Because some people don't believe the Bible.
Right.
Some people believe the Bible's been horribly corrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people believe it's just a collection of old stories like
Right.
Noah's Ark.
Yep.
But what does the Christian think? And does it make a difference if the Bible is true or not? Because getting to your point, if we had to go back to like first causes and original things as to the things that we love in the West that we take for granted, let's say you get God out of the picture, right? Where does all of these morals and where does the idea of freedom and liberty and equality and fairness and justice, where do they come from?
Constitution.
The Bible?
No.
I mean,
Have you read the Constitution? None of that stuff's in there.
amendments in there.
Yeah.
Do you think it's people who claim that they're or people who say they're atheists or whatever, are they being good people because there's some internal moral compass, or are they being good people because they don't want to be shamed by the culture.
I think it's half of one, six of one, half a dozen of another. Myself.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
there's certain things that are inborn in us that are tied into the culture itself that are our kind of default operating software.
Yeah.
That we just do it, and this is right and this is wrong. Why? Because my entire existence, and as far as I'm concerned, all of existence began at the moment I was born until I die, and that's just how things are supposed to be. And if they're not like that, then I begin to question.
How'd that feel?
Dana's now almost fallen off a stool, hit her elbow on the table.
If you were going to do that, you could have at least done it loud enough so everybody could hear it.
Just like,
which one was it?
Bang your head against
This one, it went off.
Ouch.
And then the corner of the table. I'm done. It's good.
All right,
It's fine.
let's wrap this up.
All right.
She almost fell off the stool once.
Yep.
She hit this thing. It's like, okay, one more, she's down.
Just keep going without me. I'll be back.
I don't remember what my point was. That was
We're talking about Bible being true.
Yeah.
well, just like you said, everything that we take for granted as being normal and right and true had to come from somewhere. Well, guess what? It came from the Bible. That's why you have people like Jordan Peterson. You guys don't know who Jordan Peterson is?
No.
You don't know who Jordan Peterson is?
Are you kidding me? They're not going to know who Jordan Peterson is.
Seriously? I mean, I'm
No.
actually, you guys don't know who Jordan Peterson is?
You
Okay.
say that name and I go, I don't know who that is.
All right.
I expect
Fair
you
enough.
to explain it to me and then be like, oh, that person.
Yeah.
That person has a name.
What are they in? What are they?
Jordan
they-
Peterson is fun to listen to because he's Canadian.
Yeah.
So it sounds like English, but it's a little different. It's great.
Maybe if you saw him, you would recognize him, but I would guess they have no idea who Jordan Peterson is, even if they saw his picture.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
We're old.
well, yeah, but Jordan Peterson.
You
is
didn't know
having-
who Rhett and Link was?
We're old and we're guys.
Maybe I think that's the distinction. Jordan Peterson is like an intellectual genius in our culture at this time, and what he's speaking to is that long felt hunger and need of meaning. But he's probably aiming more at young men than young women because he's speaking to young men about getting their act together and being men.
Nope. No bells.
Oh,
No,
well,
nothing.
so he is.
I want to know if anybody listening to this knows who that is too.
Yeah, write in if you know who Jordan Peterson is.
Yeah, I would guess all the guys. Well, Eli is a big fan, so
Jordan Peterson is an agnostic who, to quote Jordan Peterson, he's a psychologist and he's a professor of psychiatry, and he's like, you can't just get rid of those documents like the Bible and the belief system which crafted all of Western thought without also losing the things that we take for granted now, because they all came out of Christianity. And so he does these lectures on Genesis, and thousands of people show up to hear him lecture.
Because he's agnostic.
Not because he's agnostic, because he's speaking to a need of people who are like, I don't know which end is up anymore, and I
is
need.
he still?
Yeah, he's still doing these.
No, I mean, is he still agnostic?
So what he says, like his wife is a devout Christian, and they had some health problems, and she ended up converting to becoming Catholic. And his exact words, and this is a very Jungian way to speak because he's a Jungian psychiatrist, is that what that means basically is that there's different archetypes in life that we take on, that we put on, and stories that we need for our own life. And we all have it. You guys have your own inner monologue, and hopefully you're the hero of your own story. But we all have narratives that we function by. And he speaks about the Bible as really the overall narrative of Western culture. And so all the things, it's like that other book that I showed you guys about biblical critical theory.
Oh, yeah.
And how everything is tied in. That's Jordan Peterson's way of speaking about these things. And he will say that he goes, he has a hard time with faith and explaining faith because he's very scientifically, he's a thinker. And he's like, I believe in Jesus because I want it to be true.
I have talked about this too.
And I live my life as if it is true. But he's so funny because when it comes to, do you believe that Jesus is your Lord? He'll break down in tears of someone who so desperately wants it to be true. And I'm like, someone go up to this man, smack him on the head and say, I forgive you of all your sins, be filled with the Holy Spirit and have faith and rely on Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because he's just
there. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, my point with that is that Jordan Peterson, another guy, Tom Holland, who wrote a book called
Not that Tom Holland.
Spider-Man.
Not Spider-Man. He wrote a book called Dominion, and you can listen to him too. And he talks the same way of we need Christianity, and he goes, and we don't need people aren't interested in the kind of Christianity that tries to placate the culture. Christianity needs to be weird, That's what people want. They get the other story from culture all the time. All of us have super devices in our pockets where we can get all the information the world has to offer at any moment, and often, take in the entertainment of it, but it's unfulfilling. We need Christianity to be different and weird in its claims. And honestly, saying that someone, a peasant from Nazareth in a bygone province in the backwoods of an ancient empire which no longer exists 2,000 years ago, is the reason for the meaning of your life and your salvation, and will give you true happiness here and now. That's some weird stuff for a culture that hasn't heard of Jesus Christ, and that's what they need to hear, because it's also incredibly dynamic. And it answers the question of suffering in a way that no other worldview does. So I'm getting all excited about these sermons. Okay. The next one is, hasn't science disproved Christianity? What do you think? Or not, what do you think? What does the culture think? Well, let me ask you a different question. Are most scientists, not all of them, but are most scientists atheists?
I don't know a lot.
You don't know a lot of scientists?
No. So I don't know.
I think of the big names, like Einstein
Yep.
was a Christian.
He was agnostic.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. He was Jewish, actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It was like he had faith of some variety. Tyson, the guy
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yep. He's agnostic, isn't he?
I'd say he's atheist.
He's atheist. But let me ask you a question. Why is he a good scientist?
Because he sees all the viewpoints. He's done all the deep research.
On what?
On all of it. He's looked at all sides. He's looked at every side of the multiple-sided dice, like the 20-sided die of the world. He's looked at all of it.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I'm like, there are certain scientists, like I'll give you another name, Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why is he considered a great scientist?
Because he did all the research.
On what?
On everything. There's literally a movie on his life called The Theory of Everything.
On everything that you can see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Didn't he? Stephen Hawking also did black holes, so also things you can't see.
So what he did do, and what actually
again, that
is,
was fishing, and I don't know what you were fishing for.
What he did do and what is science is his theory about black holes.
Oh, okay.
But his theory on everything is pseudoscience at best. I'm using those two examples just to make how about Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Yeah.
Love me some Bill Nye.
Bill.
Okay. What is he a scientist of? My point being is that our culture sees celebrity in certain pictures. And don't get me wrong, Stephen Hawking, brilliant guy. Neil deGrasse Tyson, brilliant guy. Mm-hmm. Bill Nye the Science Guy, he's got some great stuff. But what if I gave you a name like Sir Isaac Newton?
Mm-hmm.
Gravity.
You know what he did and what he's famous for, but let me go a little bit further. If you were to say, what is a really important scientific document? What is the most important scientific document of all time? What would you say it is?
Document? Like a piece of paper?
Well,
scientific theory?
Scientists prove or give evidence for their theories by writing documents.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is there any document out there that like what Hawking wrote? He wrote his doctoral thesis. You saw the movie, right?
That was a long time ago.
The thesis was his best science, and when it was done, they're like, "These are great ideas. Now go figure out the math."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then he spent the rest of his career trying to disprove his own assumptions from his theory, which is that there was a beginning. And in his first writing, he talks about this, about it's almost like it's the fingerprints of God or something along those lines. And then he spent the rest of his life trying to disprove it. And you know what he came up with? Nothing.
Well, I think that's the interesting part of these kind of celebrity scientists who are atheist or agnostic and have done so much deep research into so many things is you regularly know their answer is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Here is Hawking's brilliant conclusion. And, you know, like I said, he's a brilliant guy, but just listen to this and think it through logically. He writes in his magnum opus that everyone was like, wow, this is brilliant. No one understood it. He wrote, because there's a law like gravity, therefore the universe will create itself.
Yeah, that doesn't
missing
make
a couple
any
steps
sense.
in there, I think.
It's a logical breakdown mathematically, because what his theory shows is that everything came from nothing, but we know that's not possible. And yet gravity is something, and he's saying that gravity is something, and from that came the entire universe. But before there was gravity, there was nothing. So where did gravity come from? It's an error in logic that
It's like a paradox.
that John Lennox, my favorite guy, the mathematical guy, basically said it just goes to show that even when brilliant people say something nonsense, it's still nonsense.
Yeah.
But because of who Hawking is, it's like, oh, that's brilliant. No, it's not. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And if it doesn't make any sense simply, then it's obviously not, there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's kind of the point of the work of Hawking. But he's very famous because he's very famous. And you know, the same with Neil deGrasse Tyson. The only thing that I know that Neil deGrasse Tyson did is he decided, or he was on the panel that decided that Pluto was no longer a planet. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Did you know?
Also black holes, or is
Anyway.
he?
He's a very famous,
astronomer.
I think, astronomer or astrophysicist.
Okay.
But my point being, again, when you look at documents that show a great scientist, I mentioned Newton. You knew gravity, right?
Yeah.
The most famous, not even most famous, because obviously it's not very famous, but the greatest scientific document in the history of humanity, arguably, is the Principia Mathematica that Newton wrote.
What about the Pythagorean theorem?
Well, you got to go back
math.
further than that. This is built on that. This is how this and this is our understanding of like calculus and so on. That came
See,
from
when
that.
I don't
DJ
have
starts
an
bringing in
understanding
math,
of calculus.
That's
I
when
don't
my
understand the
brain goes.
calculus either. What Newton wrote in that document is that he wrote it so that thinking men and women, but thinking people,
That's not
What-
what it was.
men,
You added that in
Later
after.
women.
I did to make clear of what the old language for man used to be. It meant everybody. It did. You don't have to agree with me. It's fine. My point is that he wrote this, and in it he writes that he wrote it in order that thinking people would come to discover the magnificence of God in the creation. This is the greatest scientist who ever lived, arguably. But we've come to believe that science has disproved Christianity.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's disproved it, but it's definitely gotten to a point where like they can't coexist.
It's
Yeah,
it's
you
banged
can't
it
be
up pretty
both.
good, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I guess I'm of the mind that that's a worldview that's been shown to be failing. That Christianity encourages scientific inquiry.
Yeah.
Like science came out of Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a shift that's happening with that too, as more and more scientists are like, scientists are not, for the most part, people who want to be out in the public sphere arguing philosophy
Yeah.
or worldview. They want to do their science. They're
Yeah.
like, just leave me alone.
Right.
Like Francis Collins, the guy who created, didn't create, but discovered and mapped the human genome. Devout Christian. Started out as a scientist, as an atheist, and was doing clinicals next to patients. And it was in his conversations with patients that one of them said, well, why don't you believe in Jesus? And he'd never thought of it before. So he went and he looked at the evidence for Christianity, and he's like, why am I not a Christian?
Yeah.
There's so much evidence for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a scientific way of coming to faith that is not the assumption of our culture, because our culture says, well, to do good science,
Gotta
can't be
leave
a
that at
Christian.
home.
Yeah.
Or science has proved that
Yeah.
Jesus didn't exist and so on and so forth. And none of that is true.
Yeah.
None of it is true.
Yeah. I think too often we just like want to fight the other side so hard and forget the fact that we don't know everything.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, and in our day and age of Facebook and X and Instagram and online argumentative things where people get on and actually get low-grade anxiety
Yeah.
just by skimming.
Right.
Did you guys know that?
Mhm.
Do you experience that, like a sense of anxiety when you...
Always in a sense of anxiety. What are you even talking about?
Do you feel
I would
any
love a
different
low
when you're
grade.
when you're doing this scrolling? Do you get low-grade anxiety? Like,
I feel like if I see certain,
I was gonna say it
like,
depends on what I've been on
yeah,
and what.
like, and if it's certain stories or like certain things like that.
I think it's when I see things that are so absurd, and then I think, I like actually know that person,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Mm.
Yeah,
and they wrote that.
right.
Like I know that I've met them. They're not a bot.
yeah.
So what I hear you saying is stop posting, DJ.
It just makes you a little sad almost though when
DJ,
you're like, oh,
When's the last time you
Yeah.
posted anything?
@6, @7.
The most you do, DJ, is that
I was
other
like-
people tag you.
Yes.
Then you
No,
have to go in and
DJ used to go on like once a month or so because then you'd get the like from DJ. Be like, why am I getting a like from like 6 weeks ago? Oh, DJ got on social media
Yeah,
for the
I
month.
finally saw it.
Yeah,
Finally came
DJ's
down.
catching up on everything.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
No, the most I is like Melissa tag DJ.
Yep.
If you're friends with my wife, you will see. Yeah,
Yep.
that is true. I will go on very frequently. Usually, if there's some kind of family thing that I know my wife
gonna
has
say,
posted something.
I feel like
So-
you've only been on recently because your kid graduated.
I did- yeah,
graduation.
Guilty. You caught me.
I don't know if it's so much of a low grade anxiety, but Dana probably feels this too. And this is a very niche working in marketing, social media. But like when people are like, I'm going to give up social media for Lent or I'm going to go off social media, I'm like, that must be so nice.
I like having a
can't.
job, so
like, oh, you just get to not go on your phone. Like,
Can I give that up for Lent?
yeah.
yeah. I also
Oh,
love
I
that, like,
can't.
Can I go 6
Working-
weeks without a paycheck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
ex-
think I like having employment.
Food,
'Cause
heat,
who was
a
it
roof
that
over
we-
my head.
someone was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go on social media through
Yeah.
Lent, and then I was like,
Well,
I literally work at a church. I can't.
I had this conversation. I've had this conversation before with Zach's wife, Kelsey. This was a long time ago. She's like, "Oh, I'm giving up social media. I'm gonna go off social media." I'm like, "Yeah, I could never do that." She's like, "Oh, why is it so?" I was like, "No, I need a job. I need to work, and I have no other
Yeah.
skills."
Yeah.
So
I think I'd be much more interested in engaging with social media if everyone was you guys, because you're doing it with a purpose and an intent, and not just fisticuffs. I want to fight.
Yeah.
I got tired of all.
although
the
Yeah.
I have started doing this is not a age appropriate thing to do where I saved the like think poster that's up in most kids' classrooms where like, is it true? Is it helpful? Da, da, da. And if I see people I know commenting just like out of the blue stuff, especially on news, I'll just comment it back to them. It's
Nice.
not I'm like, did you think through that? I don't think you did. I'm just gonna give you a little reminder.
I guess for me that's a bit of it too. Is just at one point I'm like I get on there and I just scroll for a little bit and then I'm just furious.
Yeah.
And it's like I
Seeing-
don't want to be angry at people and I don't want to have that response of being like, Ryan, did you really post that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like I'm very little on Facebook.
Yeah.
And
I-
then the ones that like I don't know if I deleted my account, but I don't have
I don't go on I
Twitter
haven't been
on my
Twitter
phone
in-
anymore. But I do
eons.
have Facebook and Instagram's little threads thing, but I've had to like lock it because that is the one that like especially if there's a lot of drama going on,
True.
that it will just like make me mad and then I literally have to like don't
Yeah.
even be in my social media folder so that I accidentally click on you. Like you gotta go away. Because it does make me so mad to be
Yeah.
on like those ones. And I don't know what
Because
it
I
is.
can't you can't really like personalize your feed. Like
Right, because that one's more
you could unfollow or like mute and things like that on
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, and Threads is very randomized. It's like
Yeah.
a For You page on TikTok.
Yeah.
Almost to the end here. All right. Why can't we just agree that love is love?
Oh.
That's a big one. That's a big one in our culture
Mm-hmm.
because love has taken on so many different meanings. And there is a very specific understanding, and I think actually a very powerful understanding of what love is that comes directly out of Christianity. But what it's not is what it's been marginalized to be.
Infatuation.
Well, what I mean is that it's not. Christians have misused love and misused what it actually is, as well as the culture. But the culture has banged Christians over the head specifically in order for this like cultural revolution around people dating who they want to date, regardless of their male, female. You know, it's 21st century. None of it matters. And it's almost well, I'll just say it like I did in our staff, and then I'll move on as a kind of a teaser. We live in a culture that is saturated in Aphrodite worship, where love is not about sacrifice, but it's a selfish love. What can I get from you that gives me meaning, that satisfies me, that glorifies me? Because that's the kind of demand of Aphrodite, the goddess of love, that you're not a true person, you're not truly of any value unless you are in a romantic relationship that is fulfilling all of your wants, needs, and desires. And that is not the understanding of love from Christianity, going back to the time that Aphrodite worship was a big thing in Corinth. And the culture that Paul was speaking into was very clear about what love actually looks like. And the Bible is very specific about what love actually looks like. And it ain't that. That is such a fickle way of understanding love. And it limits it to such a one-sided human interaction and relationship. Does that make sense to all of you? Like, love is expressed in many different relationships that can be grander and greater than just a physical romantic connection between two people. So,
Yep.
So, and I think as a culture we're kind of waking up from that too.
Yeah.
That love is love. That doesn't mean anything. What does that mean?
Right.
The next one is, who cares if you're a boy or a girl?
My wife.
I'm shocked you didn't do the Borat voice.
The what?
The Borat voice. My wife.
I've never seen that
Oh,
movie.
wow.
Yeah.
A reference Ryan didn't get.
Yeah.
Of a weird voice
Yeah.
specifically that he could mimic.
I know this one.
I've never seen it either. So this
Is
one,
that a millennial thing? Have we reached him?
Borat shouldn't be.
Right?
I think it goes.
You would think.
Yeah, you guys are old.
yep.
Are we though?
You know,
You don't understand the lingo.
No. If we're old, what are you two?
Just older.
Ancient.
rotting.
Got it.
Disintegrating
Fossilized.
before your eyes. Getting better. That's what's going on.
Aged.
like
Yes,
fine milk.
classic.
Wow. Wow.
That means someday we're going to be cheese. Or penicillin. One of the two.
Maybe if we're lucky, it'll be Botox.
Just DJ's like face when he said cheese.
Jeez.
You ever think about milk? Who came up? So milk is good.
Did you say whoever came up with milk?
Well, yeah, think about this. Someone came up with this idea to say, here's milk, drink milk, it's good. Then it starts going bad, and someone's like, you should throw that out. It's like, no, let's give it a minute. I want to see what happens.
Hey, I forgot about my milk. It became real solid. Want to try
And
it?
then suddenly,
Nothing like a good stinky cheese.
smells good. It's good. And they taste it like, this is so good. I want to melt it and put it on everything that I
Yeah.
eat.
And then somebody went further and said, what if we took it, dried it, and then put it in a shaker bottle, but only put it on things like spaghetti, Alfredo.
How many people got sick before they're like, just give it more
You
time?
know,
Exactly.
this is also the interesting of, I saw a meme the other day that said, how many like food taste testers for like kings and like presidents and things like that do you think ended up being murdered just because they had a food allergy? Like the king had a food allergy and the
Right.
taster didn't.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
or if
then
the
they would off
taster had the
head of
allergy,
taster.
and they're like, we
Vice
can't
versa.
eat it, and it's
Yeah.
like, no, actually, they're allergic to peanuts.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just can't have peanut butter around here.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is allergic? We're all starving.
Get rid of it all.
So the question with if you're a boy or a girl is a question about really meaning and where you find your meaning. Do you find your meaning inside of yourself or outside of yourself? Has to do with issues about relationship between men and women. It has issues with people about their own gender. Even the idea of gender is a modern construct. All the categories we put ourselves into are modern constructs. And the Bible doesn't talk about any of that stuff because the Bible's not looking at it from the terms of modern categorical constructs that we put ourselves into. After that, we're getting to the end. We're going to talk about 2 more topics. Does God care when we hurt? This is, in my opinion, this is the big one. This is the big one of why people reject Christianity because they've been hurt and they just can't reconcile God allowing that to happen to them or to someone else. Get it? The question I think is always a good one of, so what's the alternative?
Right.
I mean, nihilism. I mean, you suffer now, then you die, I guess, and that's
right.
And so then
I think it's a weird like perspective of like, if that's like you hurt and that's just reality versus like something caused it of like
or
Well,
allowed
it's
it to
just-
happen
yeah.
type of thing. And
yeah, and frankly, you can give people an exact reason why they are suffering whatever particular thing they're suffering. Is it really going to satisfy?
true.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if it would.
I think it's even coming into a newer understanding, not a newer necessarily, but like a revised version of understanding we have of Christianity and of God and Jesus and things like that. Because, right, like I think if you ask a certain demographic or generation of people, you get a very like hardcore, like I think of the Parks and Rec meme with Fred Armisen went right to jail. Like
Right
they
to
think
jail.
of that like that's how faith is, like you better do everything right. It's like a perfectionism test,
Yeah.
not a like loving relationship.
Right.
So it's like finding those people who are hurt and things like that and understanding like, well, that's obviously not what God wanted for you.
Well, and even more so, there is a way to speak to this that I think can speak to a person's heart, especially when they're suffering. But at the time of the suffering, the answer isn't, well, this happened to you because the universe is incredibly powerful, and for life to exist on this planet, there's all these different dimensions, and then within those dimensions, the force that's connected with it is going to cause harm to the person. And if you look at the biblical story says right at the beginning, with all of creation, God used a lot of power. It's very dangerous for life to happen, but God said, remain in this place and you're safe. And the people rejected God, and now they're out in the place where it's very dangerous.
You just
Does that satisfy?
you go,
I mean,
I'm so sorry you're dealing with that.
exactly.
That sucks.
Exactly.
I'm here with you.
And I don't know why this is happening to
Yeah.
you. It's not fair. It's not right. The difference, I think, just as a teaser, is that unlike other worldviews that deal with the problem of suffering, Christianity,
Space.
good thing we're wrapping this up. Christianity gives an answer about God entering into the problem, God entering into the problem of suffering for our sake, which is a little different than the other ones. All right. Now, if we have any time left.
14 minutes.
All right, perfect. We're going to wrap this up right now. The last one is, how can you believe in heaven and hell? That's the last question. Because it's a question of meaning, and also, what is the purpose of life? And is there anything beyond this life?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is what is hell? Like how can you believe in a fiery pit where, pitchforks and pointy tails? I don't know. I don't think that's what hell is, though,
It's
right?
happy playing
Right.
nonstop.
Well, and here's the question for you guys are all Christians, but should there be some ultimate justice to things? Should the bad people in the end get what's coming to them? And should
This is
they?
the bad place.
I've been watching that show. I've been watching
Or
The
the
Good
bad
Place. Have you guys watched The Good Place?
I've only seen
I have
clips.
not.
No, I have.
I've
I've
been-
seen the first season.
Okay, I've been binging the whole thing, and I'm like,
What's it on?
It was Peacock, wasn't it?
it's on Netflix now.
Oh, okay.
But as I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, that's not what I would think heaven would be like. And right at the beginning, I'm like, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched it. I'm like, good place. I think they're actually in hell. I was right.
This is the bad place.
Anyway, whatever.
All right.
And then the montage.
So it's going to be a very exciting sermon series.
Yeah.
Come and join. Come and
I'm
be a
looking
part of
forward
it.
to
Come
it.
and be a part of the conversation. Invite the kids,
The
all the
Utes.
kids.
Don't
You can get
do
the book.
that.
The two Utes.
Utes.
That's just the one Utes.
Youths.
Youths.
I could say it like
Man. And with that,
And with that, the 24.
Ryan,
10 questions.
I'll let you talk like that anytime you want if you can do an entire prayer out of here in that voice.
I don't think anybody wants that.
Exactly. Exactly. So you should probably just never do it again.
I could, but I don't think anybody wants
I
it.
like it in individual little 2-second sound bites.
Yep.
I think it's good.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, jeez.
We need to find a new thing for him to do.
Maybe we got to get him Borat on DVD so we can watch it and get a new
No, because that's
obsession.
going to become his whole personality. And do you
I'd
want
rather
that?
have Borat than the old
Really?
man from South Park or whatever it's from.
South Park.
Is it South Park?
No, that's something older than us, I think.
Family Guy.
It's not
Family
older than
Guy.
you.
Family Guy.
It's like some cartoon
It's
that
still on TV
kids
today.
shouldn't
Yeah.
watch. But they do for some reason.
All right.
right.
Well, we only got minutes before this whole thing drops
Yeah,
on
before
us.
the
so-
card gets rid of us.
Yes.
I don't know why it was like that. I made sure there was nothing on it.
And we've just been talking too much. That's okay. I'll pray us out of here.
All right.
You will? Dang.
Unless I have the wrong card in there.
Oh, we'll find out.
You do have a card in there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it wouldn't be recording otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time together and for these people listening. And Lord, we thank you that we are able to talk through these questions and you're able to help us find answers. And even the ones that we don't have answers for, Lord, we know that we can trust in you and you can continue to guide us. And, you know, if we're not liking the answer right now, we know that you will guide us and get us to a peace with what it is. And Lord, we just thank you for your love for us and you're surrounding us and comforting us and guiding us and all of those things. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 Bow, bow, bow.